I thought I was going to die on the air.
Yeah, well, no, that unfortunately we'll have to wait longer for that. But so that
I don't know. We might have to wait like half an hour.
Well, you never know. I mean, if you've got to go, you might as well go right in the middle of a program.
Well, I noticed, by the way, that I'm the one that's on the air, and Ian, is the one that's sick. So,
but he's not as well.
Blows that theory out the water.
I have to be. I mean, I've never been one to sort of allow people to get away with stuff. Okay.
Is it a social disease?
He's skiving. He's skiving. It's an antisocial disease. No, he's skiving. He's not. He's perfectly fit, perfectly healthy.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think that he's taken like a week off over Christmas?
Yeah.
So maybe it's like one of those suspicious. Oh, I'm feeling a bit ill, and the illness might drag on for another couple of days. He's skiing now. He's actually skiing right now.
He obviously got a bit peeved that he couldn't go to the Christmas party for some reason, and he's taking it out from everybody.
Too drunk to find it.
He couldn't. Well, I propped him up. He did a Nicholas Scott. So anyway, listen, to get you fit, Nick, what we're going to do is encourage people, I think, to call in with try and make him want to eat a bacon sandwich.
I need more lard in my life.
Yeah, lard is good for you.
Yeah.
Lard is good for you. And do you sweat much? Yeah, you are a bit at the moment. Mind you're wearing a lot of clothes in here.
Yeah, I'm just about to go out and get some chocolate. That'll please you.
Chocolate, as long as it's plain chocolate. And as long as it's
they say that plain chocolate is good for you. I thought that you would require me to have the milk.
No. No, I mean, there's some, health food people say, dark chocolate, no. But drink loads, copious amounts of tea. All right?
If you understand that people are going to complain about that, you're giving, like, medical advice out on the air, and people are going to be dying at home.
Do you smoke, by the way?
No.
Pick it up, take up smoking, because that's going to make you feel better. Ash, should we call him Ash out there, engineers and smokes non-stop, all right?
He looks like,
he's 22. He's 22, look at him.
In dog years. It looks like, the rabbit in the Magic Roundabout.
He does.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like that thing in, anyway, yes, you're right. But, I mean, he smokes a lot.
Is his father Frank Zappa?
Yeah. But we don't talk about that, actually.
Oh, so sorry about that.
Yeah. Have you got your guitar there, Ash? Don't get it out now. Okay. So anyway, you'll be on after one time, if you can make it.
Yeah. If I get back from the shop alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
The commode's in the corner.
Is it?
Yeah. And I think it's been cleaned out. Mike...
You can vouch for that personally, can you?
Apparently, no, Mike Dicking was the last one to use it, and he doesn't clean anything up.
Too much information.
Yeah, far too much. Just go and enjoy yourself. And if you feel ill, share it with the nation. Why should you keep it to yourself? I don't think anybody who feels ill should keep it to themselves.
Will do.
Oh, God. Nick Abbot, after the news at 1. Not a well man, it has to be said. Not a well person at all. Flick in Surrey.
Radio News.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
Welcome to Psychology for Beginners. And now we will be talking to some nuts.
Too many events altogether.
There's too many events.
Sorry?
Never mind.
Well, Nicholas, Ian of Abbot, salutations.
So you've got to finish the sentence in as brief and funny a way as possible. I say. Hello?
I say what I like, and I like what I say. I say, therefore I am said. I say tomato, you say tomato. I say potato, you say potato, potato, tomato. Oh, what the hell?
Let's just call the whole thing off.
I say Lucifer is among us now. Repent, children, hell awaits us all. I say, shut up, Kev. I said, Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
Hello. Ian is off. He's got a disease. I think he's got the drips, actually. The what? The drips? Oh, yeah. Plural. Okay. I have no idea what that means, but you seem to.
Explain it later.
Would you like to draw a picture?
It'd probably be safer on radio if I did.
Yeah. Okay, well, we need you to dial in your number, and then we'll send you a fax of a diagram of what it is that Ian has. It's disgusting and green. So I'm on, and you haven't written up the number. What is it? Because you understand that because I worked at another place for a longer time, then I'll probably be giving out that number, because in an emergency, that'll be the number that I remember. You know, psychology has taught me that much. And pretty much nothing else, as a matter of fact. So here it is. The number is 0500 1053 89. Ah, yes, I remember. The fax number I won't bother with right now, and neither will I the address, but go ahead and put it up there anyway. Cool. 0500 1053 89. I'm Nick Abbott. Ian is saying he's sick. But I was saying to James, it seems a little suspicious. Just a week before you take a week off for Christmas, like suddenly halfway through, you're feeling a little bit dicky. And so you take, because if you took like the last day off, then that would be suspicious, wouldn't it? So you call in and say, oh yeah, I'm feeling a little bit ill at the beginning of the week, to lay solid ground to taking the rest of the week off. And my bank manager sincerely hopes that that's exactly what he'll do. So no, he'll probably be back tomorrow. It's just a cold. It's probably the same thing that I struggled through on the air with last week. Never taken a day off sick in my life. I had Bell's palsy at the other place. You ever heard of that?
Who's she?
It sounds really, really serious, doesn't it? I had Bell's palsy. Now that sounds like something that you would, expect to die from.
Something you're born with.
No, the medical profession have got no idea what it is. You can be driving.
I've got no idea what it is.
Well, if you just shut up for 1 minute, I'll explain it to you.
Well, it's taking too long for the explanation, though.
Wow.
So we just want the layman's medical explanation here.
You can be driving along in a car with the window open, and the breeze on your neck will give you Bell's palsy. Or you can just be, like, overtired and stressed out, or you can sleep wrong. The medical profession have got no idea how you get it,
and even a pain in the neck,
and even less of an idea of how to get rid of it. And what it is all your facial muscles come through a tiny little hole in the side of your neck, to one on each side, and then they spread out all over your face, and there's bazillions of them.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
That's bazillions. How many zeros is that?
That's loads. Loads of zeros. How many do you want?
18.
Oh, for you, sir? I'll wrap them up and send you the bill in the post. And they become inflamed, and the things can't get through the messages to your muscles on your face, and half of your face becomes paralyzed.
Like that. So you end up looking like him.
You look like you've had a stroke. You know, stroke victims have the same thing, and it's awful because you can draw a line down the front of your face over your nose. This is not funny. And nothing works on one side. And after a couple of days or so, it starts to sag down. That's why I'm doing a show on the air with my face is sliding off my head, and I'm still doing a show. And I had to do it by propping up one side of my face like this, because if I didn't, then it almost can't like that. And that's exactly how I was speaking. So I'd have to push up my face so that people could understand what I was saying.
So you needed lip supports for that show.
They do those?
Well, they should do. But this is a sort of common condition that people find themselves in.
Now, do I look like the sort of person who would get a common condition?
No, actually, I think you invent your own diseases just to be different.
All right, and it's 0500 1053 89. We're talking diseases on there. No, we're not. Only if they pertain to me. And the first call is also a bloke called Nick in Woking. Hello, Nick. You're on Talk Radio.
British Nick Abbott. How are you?
All right.
Good man. I'm not trying to talk about diseases at all, in fact.
Excellent.
I want to talk about 1996 being a terrible year for showbiz deaths. I'm not sure if you agree or not.
I don't know. Give us a list and I'll...
Well, I'll give you the evidence. In recent weeks, of course, we had Willie Rushton.
Yes.
Sad death. Also had Beryl Reid this year.
Okay, look, everybody says, Willie Rushton, terrible that he passed by, but what is it that man did? Okay, he drew cartoons for Private Eye, and he was on these really annoying contests on the radio.
Nick Abbott. Listen, what you, and in fact no other human being will ever understand, is the sadness I feel when a showbiz star dies. And Willie Rushton's glorious poet, satirist, through the Keyhole institution. He's great. He's just a glorious showbiz character.
Willie Rushton was on Through the Keyhole.
He's always on it with his Pollard.
I rest my case.
Well, I know what you're saying, but listen to me. Let me carry on with the case. Beryl Reid.
Beryl Reid, okay.
Leslie Crowther.
Crackerjack.
And Price is Right, of course.
How did they go? Crackerjack pencils. Oh, and everybody shouted Crackerjack. That's
yeah.
Funny how you remember right at the end.
But, yes, also, Jack Tinker.
Jack Tinker?
Oh, come on, don't say Jack Tinker in that unknowing sort of way.
In that sort of mystified way?
Daily Mail theatre critic, glorious sort of mixing with the showbiz stars.
Not a celebrity, do me a favour.
Marge Proops?
Ditto. I mean, you're mixing up celebrities and journalists now.
No, I am indeed. But, listen...
Because the nation mourns when a celebrity dies. The nation does not mourn when journalists die. As good as I'm sure they both were.
Who was the... I'm now missing out on one person that died before Willie Rushton died, about 2 weeks before that. Another sad death. Michael Bentine, of course.
Oh, right.
That's what I'm thinking of.
With his Diddy Men. Oh, no, that's Ken Dodd.
No, that's Ken Dodd.
Michael Bentine...
What are you doing on Talk Radio saying Michael Bentine Diddy Men?
Michael Bentine...
I should be doing your job.
He did those little squeaky things. What were they called?
Potty Time, I don't know.
Potty Time. Potty Men.
Yeah. My friends went down Thor Heard.
I've never really thought about that before. Potty Men?
Thor Heard actually isn't dead, is she?
Sounds like a sort of a personal dustman.
Yeah.
Comes and takes the refuse away.
Do you not agree with me,
I
Nick
doubt
Abbott?
it.
Nick Abbott? Do you not agree with me?
I doubt it.
The 1996 is the worst year for showbiz deaths.
No, not from that list you've just given me. It seems like we got off lightly.
The closest year to it is 84, and that was Tommy Cooper, who died live on the Palladium, and Eric Morecambe, and that's the worst year compared to this one.
Right, well, the year isn't over, and I'll be dying on this show a little later on. For your listening pleasure. Thanks, Nick. Oh, there's more?
Nick, don't go. I've got lots more to talk about.
You sound like a kid yelling from the bedroom.
I'm worse than that. I'm much worse than that. Listen, Nick Abbott, tell me, why are you resorting after having a glorious job I won't mention the station because I know you don't want to do that, at a senior British station, why have you resorted to doing the occasional filling for Ian Collins in the graveyard slot?
Would you?
I would, of course.
Of course, there's your answer in a nutshell. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. It's Talk Radio. I'm Nick Abbott. Ian is off for tonight. He's ill. Do we actually know what he's ill with?
Your cold.
My cold?
Well, no, yeah, you were in here last week.
Well, it's a funny thing you should say that.
Coughed and sneezed and blew your nose all over that microphone.
Yeah,
Ian comes in last night, feels fine.
Right.
Now he's on his deathbed.
That's exactly what I was saying, because this thing over the microphone... Oh, I've just broken it. I touched it and it fell down.
Well, it's probably sick now as well.
Because these are expensive, aren't they? There's a great big germ-sucking thing over this microphone. It's like a big sponge. And people talking this close to something, you're spitting on it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not? Like, even not, you can't even see it, but it's there in the air, your spittle. It's like a fountain in here. And so it's like collecting it, it's all kind of oozing in this great sort of beautiful sound effect. I hope that they can appreciate that at home. Whack it up. Do that again. Oh. And so that's exactly what happened. So my plan worked. 0500 10, and the numbers disappeared. I have to do it off memory now. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. The fax number is 0541 59 69 79. And the address, because I'm going to be here. I don't know how long his illness will last. But I will be here bearing any unpleasantness over Christmas, doing Ian's show next week. So if you want to send me, it doesn't have to be a large gift, just as long as it's expensive. And it's Nick Abbott, P.O. Box, Talk Radio, Nick Abbott, Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London, W1A1PP. And I've had some letters and cards and all that sort of business already. Thanks. And we're going to do a break and be back.
Have you got a computer? Are you plugged into the internet? Are you thinking about plugging into the net? Well, if there are children around, be aware of the perils you might be bringing into your home. And it's not just about pornography. And if you haven't got a computer and don't think it affects you, think again. Because there are other perils, such as the creation of a divide between the information-rich and the information-poor, and the techno-literate and the techno-illiterate. Many will be left behind. I am Scott Chisholm. These are the findings of NCH Action for Children. children in a brand new report, and this is your chance to cross-examine one of its authors. Join us from 9 this morning and join in. The perils of the internet. There's a good argument for listening. 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
This is the sound to end unhappy nappy changes. All Pampers nappies from newborn to junior now have failure-free grip strips. They'll refasten time and time again, even when covered in cream. Changing is quick and easy, and you get a lot less wriggles and a lot more giggles. Driest Pampers ever. For drier, happier changes.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Talk to Nick Abbott. We call 0500 1053 89. We call 0500 1053 89.
So the papers are full of this place called Highbridge in Somerset. The papers are laughing at you. Laughing at you? And this is from the Express. It's appeared in loads of other papers. You can tell it's Christmas coming. You can tell, rather, okay, start again. Messed up the first line. You can tell Christmas is coming in Highbridge, Somerset. They've put the decoration up. There is just one, while the rest of the country is ablaze with festive lights. The local council has lashed out a grand total of £90 on a single 5-pointed star. And even that's on the blink. Only 3 of the 5 bulbs are working. It's a small and tatty disgrace, said widow June, 62, who was on... Funny how they don't tell us what colour her hair is. You know, over a certain age, not interested whether you're blonde, dear. She was on the point of abandoning her search for signs of Christmas in Highbridge, Somerset, yesterday, when she finally spotted it. The lonesome star dangling forlornly from the clock tower has been branded Scrooge-like by the 7,500 citizens. Like the paper went and asked all of them. I'm sure most of them couldn't care. John Hayes, chairman of the local Chamber of Trade, stormed... It's not like he just said it. He stormed it. It's a verb now. I storm, you storm, he storms. It is pathetic, he said. It's certainly a letdown after last year. At least we had 4 bulbs working last Christmas. Mayor Hillary said, we do the best we can on our budget. It brightens up the town a little bit. Yeah, a really little bit. And it does look pathetic, too. It looks like it looks like something you'd see in maybe Chelmsford, but it would be one of 100 along the street, you know? Awful. And the thing it's attached to looks dreadful, too. It's a clock tower. It's just like a really ugly square clock on a stick. So, Highbridge, that'll be a... we were talking about tourist attractions last time I was on, and how everybody says that I was talking through a hole, another one, another hole, when I said that people only pretty much come to London. Oh, no, mid-Wales. Packed with tourists, some bloke said. Well, Highbridge, they'll be down there for the lights. So if anybody's in Highbridge, then you can... I was going to say give us a running commentary of what it's like down there, but I'm sure we just don't care. Here's one in Biddingdong.
And yes.
Biddingdong?
Biddingdon, B-I-D-D-E-N-D-N.
Oh, Biddingdon.
Yes. I'm on a mobile. Can you phone me on?
You're on, Davina.
Oh, no, I'm not being rude. Oh, sorry. What's your name?
Nick.
Oh, Nick. Is Ian all right? I'm an old pal from Invicta.
What, that station that we don't mention?
No, I'm not going to mention it. No, I've known Ian for...
You're on the air, Davina.
Oh, sorry. Oh, gosh, am I talking to Nick?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I have a problem. No,
I know.
Is Ian okay?
I don't know. Should we call him up?
No, I'm an old mate. No, I hope he's all right. He's not really ill, is he?
Well, if you're an old mate, how come you're not calling him at home?
Well, I don't know his home number.
Oh, some friend you.
Hey, listen.
Do you have a restraining order, Davina?
No, I don't. No, listen, I have a problem, mate. You sound really lovely and really full of life,
lovely,
right?
lovely.
No, listen, are you married? I have to ask you this.
Oh, you do have a problem.
No, seriously, are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Oh, good, right, you can help me. Now, I've been married twice, right?
Really? To anyone you know?
No, seriously, I'm really worried about this, Nick, okay? This guy I spoke to like 5 months ago, okay? I've sent photographs, we phoned each other.
Photographs of what?
Me?
In, like, what do they look like then?
Well, no, me as I am and me as an ex-model, but that's beside the point.
An ex-model?
Yes, oh yes.
Really, what kind of a model were you?
Fashion.
Fashion?
Ian will bear me out on that. No, anyway, listen.
You weren't an exotic model.
No, I wasn't. Hey, listen you to me, Mickey. Hey, come on, Chucky. Hey, I've got a problem here, right? He is in love. He's never met me. How can you be, honestly, I'd love you to ask it, how can you be in love with someone you've never met?
With
now,
such a, like, screechy voice.
No, I know.
Unbelievable.
I'm a sadie. I get excited. No, I'm serious. He is coming to see me on the 25th, right?
Who is coming to see you?
This guy that has been romancing me, okay, through photographs, through telephone calls. He's in love with me. How can you be in love with someone, Mick, you've never met?
Has he heard you?
Yes, he's heard me. He thinks I'm great. No, I'm not joking around. I have really got a problem because I really don't...
I know. You don't have to convince me you've got a problem, Davina. It's like the first thing that came into my mind.
No, Mick, come on. How can you...
Davina's got a problem. I think just the one is underestimating it.
No,
How many problems do you have?
No, listen, I've never met you. You sound very nice, right? How can I say I'm in love with you? I don't know you. You know, the guy's
so I think I'm on a lucky streak.
No, seriously, Mick, the guy's coming down. He's sent me photographs, he's sent me presents. I don't know how to handle it.
Okay, pack everything you've got in boxes and leave the house immediately.
I can't, I've got children. No, honestly, Mick, I was, joking apart, this is
Pack
dead
the
honest.
children in the boxes that you don't put the china in.
No, Mick, get out of it. How do you... No, seriously, this is dangerous. I'm a bit worried about it, and I'm not. You with me? But I really don't know how to handle it.
Well, why are you so worried? You've been having a...
No, letters, telephone calls, nothing untoward.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything untoward.
No, come on, advise me. Come on, boy.
Which is suspicious, because that was the first thing you thought of, something untoward and a little, dare I say it, smutty.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
But he's never met me. But how can you say to someone you're in love with them when you've never met them?
I see, so you think that he's going, you're right, you've got one of those.
No, Nick, come on. Stop messing around.
No, I'm not messing around, I'm trying to help you now.
I really mean that. I am listen, I'm an ex-model. I don't mean that flashy, I really don't, right? I'm a complete nutter.
You just want to say it over and over. You're an ex-model, I heard.
No, I don't mean that. I'm a mum. I'm 43 years old. He's 31. For God's sake.
Well, that sounds like it might be up your alley.
Oh, yeah, my alley. No, come on, I want some help here. No, he's just smitten with me. He phones me every night.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and you... Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let's just get to the...
No, come on, ask me.
Get to the crux of the matter. You want to get rid of this bloke?
No, I don't. I'm just worried for his sake. He's obviously been let down in the past. I don't want him to... He sounds very nice.
You're just stringing him along, just for the fun of it, are you?
No.
Toying with him.
No, Mick, I'm not doing that. What I'm saying...
Just before we go on, it's not Mick.
Oh, sorry.
Nick.
Oh, Nick, sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, my brother's name. Oh, that's fine. No, honestly, I'm not stringing him along. I'm not doing anything. He's writing saying he loves me. All I'm saying to you, Nick, is how can you love someone you've never met? Does that make sense?
The only thing you've said so far that does.
No, seriously. I mean, this is the God... I don't know you. I can't from telephone calls or whatever. How can you say you love someone when you haven't even met them? That's what's worrying me.
Yeah, well, that's a cause for concern. There's no question about that.
Yeah, exactly.
He might be, no.
I mean, he's 31, I'm 43. Okay, I'm wearing very well, so what?
Oh, I thought you were going to describe what you were wearing
for a minute. I'm wearing very well for my age. He's never... No, honestly, I am very... Nothing worries.
Can I ask you a question about this, Davina?
Sure.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
Oh,
never mind. But people did want to know. As soon as you said that, I'm sure that people... Oh, what's she wearing?
No, I'm in my old-fashioned pyjamas and my slippers. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe if you answer the door in that attire, then he'll leave you alone forever.
No, he won't, because I've got such a fantastic personality. I'm just bothered. The man is coming from Devon.
Well, you've got an overwhelming personality. Let's leave it at that.
Well, what do I do, Nick? What do I do? Come on. Seriously.
Meet in a public place. Don't have him come round your house.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, But I'd
And
like...
tell friends where you're going, and don't invite him back on the first night, and,
No, but Nick, seriously, all I'm saying...
dial 99 and leave the last number hanging so that you can press it in case of emergency.
Yeah, I can do all that. But what I'm saying to you is, for people out there, you can't fall in love with someone you've never met, can you?
Well, no, you can fall in lust.
Yeah, but not if you haven't met them.
Yes, you can fall in lust with the people that you've seen pictures of, or that you've heard on the phone. It's like people fall in lust with radio people all the time because of the voice, and they ascribe a personality to this voice that they hear on the radio, and it's all like this great fantasy thing that's going on in their minds. Yeah, people fall in lust with...
Yeah, but Nick, the problem is I've been so honest. I mean, I've just been me.
You just give and give and give.
No, I'm not being funny. I'm really dead honest here. It's really bothering me, and I don't want him to come all the way from Devon. I don't want to wind the guy up.
Have you told him this?
Yes, of course I have.
And he's still coming?
He phoned me the other night. He said, how do you still feel about it? And I thought, I've never met you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Huh.
No, I really mean this. I mean, how can you... I've been dead honest. He knows I've got 2 children. He knows I've got a house full of dogs. I'm dead honest. You know?
So maybe you should change the doorbell so that when he presses the button, it goes...
Hey, that's a good idea. No, honestly, I am being dead honest, Nick, and it really worries me for people out there.
Well, so when is he coming?
He's coming on the 25th of January.
Oh, January? We're talking about this now?
No, I put him off for Christmas because he wanted to come. He's a male nurse. I don't know if that means anything.
Well, if he attacks you could probably bandage you as well. Listen, Davina, however it works out, then call us back. Whoever happens to be in charge of this show at the time, and
but Nick,
give us an update. But listen, I've got to go.
Okay, but if anybody's got some advice for me, I would love to hear it.
Absolutely, I'll give out your address on the air.
Happy Christmas.
Thanks a lot.
Give in, my love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, what a nice lady. Tiring, but nice. 0500 1053 89. That man has got no idea what he's letting himself in for. It's a free call. This is Talk Radio. I'm Nick Abbott, and it looks like we're taking a break.
It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
Maria Novak, Bishop Ernst Show. You want £1,000 to visit your relatives in Poland. You only discovered you had them this year. You've never met them, and you've had to spend a few weeks with them in 1997. Well, Maria, I'm starting the stopwatch right now. Maria Novak, you now have 15 minutes to call. The seconds are dwindling. If you do, we'll double the value of that check, and I will give you £2,000. We have a winner. Good morning, Maria.
Hey.
Well, because you called us within 15 minutes, we are going to double your check and give you £2,000.
Oh, yes.
Your next chance to win is with Paul Ross this morning at 20 to 8, and later with Tommy Boyd and James Wales. Write your own Christmas check only on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Creature comforts of a different kind. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
So one of the things I got today when I had my mail that came in from the last couple of shows was Edith sent me a list. Now, you've probably heard these before. I know I have, over and over, but they're so funny. Jasper Carrott used to do this in a routine, and when I first saw him, it was in the Edinburgh Festival, and nobody had ever heard of him before. This was well before he had his own TV show, and it was an audience of about 50 people. And it was almost like being in his front room with him. I can never remember, and I don't really watch his shows now, so I'm not like a lifelong fan or anything, but I can never remember laughing so much at anybody in my life. You know when you laugh so much that it really hurts? And there's that phrase that you laugh off the... What's the phrase when you laugh off the chair?
Rolling in the aisles.
Yeah, exactly. I actually fell off my chair laughing. I know that sounds like something that you'd just make up and say, but I really did. I found myself on the floor. And one of the things he did in his set was actual statements found on insurance forms where car drivers attempt to summarize the details of an accident in the fewest possible words. Now, you've heard these before, am I right? Oh, he's shouting in there. Okay, so I'll just assume that next door they're agreeing with me, but he's shouting at someone so he can't put the mic up. Has he finished?
Are you finished now?
Tell this geezer what my name is. I'm going to put him on hold so he can hear it. Hold on.
The man's name is Myth. Myth.
Thank you.
And, so I'm going to do them anyway because, you know, it's Christmas, so I can get away with this sort of stuff, all right? But not now, later. Not now?
I'm not doing it now.
Later. Now?
Now.
No, not now. Would you rather I do it now or later?
In between.
0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian, who's ill. He's ill a week before he takes a week off. So we're laying money as to whether he will actually have the nerve to take the next few days off as well. Is he in France skiing at the moment? He's on a plane to Barbados, isn't he?
I think he's ordering a pina colada as we speak.
Do they do, like, home delivery pina coladas? You could order one with your pizza and they could arrive, like, simultaneously. Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Just give me a business idea for the new year.
Need anybody to put money into that little plan?
I may do.
Okay, well, maybe Davina can help you out. 0500 1053 80. Would you like to go into business with Davina? What? 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian, who is ill. Oh, is he ill? He's got the thing that I had, I think. So I know exactly how ill he is. This much. Right, who's been waiting the longest? It looks like a call in Worthing. Hello, Sarah.
Oh, hello. I would like to pay a tribute to Ruby Murray. She died today, or yesterday, at 61 years of age. And I've looked at the news, and I've looked at the radio. I heard it at 12 o'clock this morning.
Oh, 12 this
morning? And no one has paid her any respect, and yet she was a jolly good singer.
Well, she's a jolly good singer?
Yes, she was.
Obituaries. Ruby Murray, here it is in the Tory graph. I'll just read the first paragraph for you.
Okay, you do that
it's
for me.
About half a page here. It's a lovely picture of Ruby. Ruby Murray, the Belfast-born singer who has died aged 61, was best known for her recording of Softly Softly.
That's right.
What, the old TV show?
And she also did, she also sang Eurovision, if you remember. You're too young.
Softly Softly went straight to the top of the hit parade in 1955.
And no one has given her any acclaim. I've listened to the news about 3 times today. No one's even mentioned her, and yet she had a wonderful voice.
Within months, Ruby Murray had 5 numbers simultaneously in the top 20, an achievement which has never been beaten and has only been equaled by Elvis Presley and Madonna.
Yeah. And how is it that the news, I've listened to the news, ITV, I've listened to BBC, but no one has ever acclaimed her, and I really feel that's quite sad.
She fell in love with Frank Carson. Is that right? Was she married to Frank Carson? Or did she just fall in love with him?
Pardon? I don't know who she is.
Ruby Murray had a daughter and a son. In the early 60s, she toured as a double act.
All I knew that she was a very, very good singer. And no one today has acclaimed the loss of her, and I am doing it now because... ad infinitum. When she appeared at Palace Theatre in 1984 in a programme to celebrate the 40th anniversary of VE Day, she received a standing ovation. Yeah. But no one...
Which is continuing to this day.
I'm still telling you, no one has acclaimed it on the news. No one decides that she was a very outstanding singer, and I'm in the musician business, and I am really fed up that no one has done anything about her. I know she died early.
Are you saying that you're in show business? like no business I know. Okay, well, listen, thanks for the tribute, Sarah. That was a beautiful thing.
And I really think that she should have an accolade, and no one has done anything about her.
Well, we stand up and salute her on this show. Despite the fact that before I'd read that, I didn't really know anything about her.
Exactly doing.
Okay, thanks very much, Sarah. That was beautiful. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. The fax number is 0541 59 69 79, and the address, because I'll be here during Christmas week doing Ian's show, is Nick Abbott, 2 B's, 1 T, Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A1 PPP. Now it's a call about Davina from Francis.
Good morning, Nicholas.
In Dartford.
How are you?
Fine.
Good. I think Davina should go for it.
But you don't know anything about the bloke that she's pushing away.
But, she sounds...
She's pulling him towards her and pushing him away at the same time. I think she's pulling him with her hands and pushing him with her feet.
Undecisive, maybe.
Which means that she'd have to be at least sitting down.
Yes.
Okay. Because if she wasn't sitting down, then that would be... she'd fall over.
True.
Which would be ridiculous.
You're sitting like a dog standing.
Sitting like a dog
You're
standing.
taller sitting like a dog standing.
Right. That's the second time I heard it, and I still don't have a mental image of that.
You were talking about diseases. I think I worry a lot. Well, I don't worry a lot, but I think a lot about the diseases in our society today.
Really?
Yes.
What, you're like up all night?
No. I'm a nighttime listener because I work days. So...
Well, when do you sleep? At work? You don't do air traffic control by any chance, do you?
Not in my profession.
Well, what's that then? Are you a professional?
Caring profession.
Lady? Oh, okay. You're a nurse?
I am, yes.
Well, hallelujah.
One of many.
Well, yeah, let's hope so.
Yes.
Because just the one wouldn't really do it for us, would it?
No, I'm a psychiatric nurse.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've just recently gone into forensic psychiatry.
Forensic psychiatry? What does that mean? You're like Cracker?
Yeah.
Really?
A bit like him.
What, so people, the police give you an outline of the perp?
No.
As they call them on American TV shows, the perpetrator, and you try and figure out where he lives and stuff?
No, it's trying to understand and care for them and rehabilitate them.
Oh, I see. Oh, right, you're in the caring rather than the investigative. Oh, gotcha. Huh. So that must be quite a dangerous thing to do.
It is, but it's a challenge and it's rewarding.
Well, you were very casual about the way you said, well, it is. It's like, you know, I do more dangerous things every day before breakfast, is the way you said that.
I receive job satisfaction from it, which I'm sure you do from your job.
Oh, love it.
I've been doing it for 22 years, so... But I've only been in forensic for 12 months, so... It is quite different.
So you're still a learner? Still a baby?
I am indeed. I'm a novice.
And what's the first... Oh, no, we don't really want to get into that.
No.
Let's not talk about what you
How
do.
is Ian? Poor Ian.
It's like people who do medical things, you don't really want to... They come home full of their work, and they want to talk to somebody about, you know, what happened at work. It's like people who work with computers. You just don't want to know.
No, you don't.
But you don't want to know for a different reason. You don't want to know about what people who work with computers have done during the day, because it's boring.
Dead boring.
But with, you know, like nurses and stuff, it's disgusting and icky and drippy and...
Well, it depends what type of nursing you're in, I suppose.
Well, isn't all nursing, you know, it's all
you
all
just think of a
icky
mop and bucket and cleaning up and...
Moist wipes.
No, it's a very rewarding profession.
Oh, no, I'm sure it is, but it's also, you know, it's like rubber gloves time for nurses for a lot of the time, isn't it? Horrible.
Sometimes, yes.
But it's got to be done. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
There you go. And we're very glad that people like you do.
Right.
Because I know I wouldn't want to.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't want your job either.
I thought you were going to say that you wouldn't want me doing it.
No, I wouldn't
I'd
want
probably
your job.
agree with you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, listen, this has been fabulous,
Nice
Francis.
talking to you,
More
Nicholas.
power to your elbow.
Happy Christmas to you.
Thanks
and
a
I'll
lot.
speak to you again. Bye-bye.
Bye. 0500 1053 89. I'm Nick Abbott. It's a free call. This is Talk Radio. The facts I've said and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. How about 3 of these now? I was going to just, like, pick a few of the less familiar ones of these actual statements found on insurance forms. Now, every office in the country has had one of these photocopied, and they'll fax it to all their friends, so virtually every single person listening to this show has heard these before. But like watching, I don't know, Roseanne a second time, it's still funny. Okay, so actual statements found on insurance forms where car drivers attempted to summarize the details of an accident in the fewest possible words. Coming home, I drove into the wrong house and collided with a tree I haven't got. The other car collided with mine without giving warning of its intention. I thought my window was down, but I found it was up when I put my head through it. I must have heard each of those like about a dozen times, and it's still like, you know. So I've got 22 of these, and I'll be batching them in groups of 3 and giving them out later. Huh?
There'll be one left over.
Well, I'll leave that one for Ian. Smother it with my germs. Maybe you'll get something else when he comes back. Right, let's have one in... Who's been waiting the longest? Oh, it looks like Tunbridge Wells. Hello, Ian, you're on Talk Radio.
It's me.
Yes, sounds like you.
Well, it's not Tunbridge Wells. I told him not to say that, but he did anyway.
Yes.
Well, see, I'm a visitor from Liverpool to East Sussex, and I'm in Crowborough. But I don't want to sound like I'm disgusted from Tunbridge Wells, so I'll make that point clear to start with.
First time with the can. That's perfect.
Pardon?
Yeah, so what is it?
Well, what I was thinking of was, you see, it's my girlfriend's birthday today, or stroke tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. Exactly. I've got it.
Okay. 0500 1053 89. How about we had to lose that bloke because, you know, just as soon as I heard him speak, I thought, nah, you know, and I was right. Always go with your instincts. Did I just get the number? I think so.
Give it again, but really slowly.
0500 1053 89. It's a free call. The fax number is 0541 59 69 79. And the address, I'll give it, I'll give it. I'll give it and give it and give it. Is Nick Abbott, Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London, W1A1, PP. PP. Looks like we're going to take a break. What a perfect time to take a break.
Every weekday afternoon, when you need to know what's making the news and when you want to talk over the issues, join me, Peter Dealey, on Talk Radio for Britain's fastest, liveliest, and most outspoken drive time.
I can't see that violence on the television necessarily means you get violent children.
If you cause injuries from drunken or dangerous driving, I would rather see somebody being slung in the slam of 15 years.
The tests the government has been doing are different for different sorts of vehicles.
If we join monetary union, then we will condemn ourselves to high rates of unemployment.
I'm Peter Dealey. Join me this afternoon from 4 for the fastest moving drive time. There's a good argument for listening. 1053, 1089 AM Talk Radio.
So the bride's father gets up to make his speech with this goofy grin, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, here's a toast to Joanna and Bruce." And there's like dead silence. Nobody claps. He's called Brett Bruce in front of 200 guests. Turns out he took a mild tranquilizer which reacted with the champagne, which was nothing compared to the way Joanna reacted.
It might not have been so funny at the time. That's why our 24-hour health information line can help with drug interaction questions. PPP Healthcare, always there to support you.
1053, 1089 AM Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on 1053, 1089 AM Talk Radio.
The Challenger. You remember the disaster with the Challenger space rocket thing? Hello?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
I thought you were speaking...
What, just to the people. No, 2 large pieces of the space shuttle Challenger washed up on the Florida shore yesterday, and that's an excuse to show a picture of a spectacular explosion.
What, again?
Yeah. Well, they never miss an opportunity to show a picture of that spectacular explosion. And it is. It's one of the best explosions you'll ever see on television, but you can't enjoy it because people are dying in it. But they always show it. And there's a picture right here in the newspaper. But the thing about this whole story is it's amazing that the two large bits just came up on shore. How many years ago do you think that was?
It's like a message in a bottle or something.
How many years ago do you think that was? That
was 86. 10 years.
I thought that you were going to... that's very accurate, in fact. It was 1986, yeah. January the 28th. Yeah. 11 years ago. Just about. Which I find just astonishing. Because I'm thinking, well, it was like 4 years, something like that. 11 years? 11 years have gone by since the Challenger blew up. No way.
So what were you doing when it blew up?
I've got no... Oh, in
What's your alibi?
When it blew up, I don't know. I thought you were going to ask me what have I been doing in the intervening time, such that I don't remember what, like, 11 years. I've got absolutely no idea. I should keep a diary.
So what you're saying is you're missing 7 years of your life?
At least. 11 years? No way. What year is it?
1989.
What a tremendous relief to us all. Right, here's one in Stirling. Hello, Ross.
Hi there, how are you?
All right.
It's nice to hear you actually back on a talk program. I think they wasted you somewhere else when they put you on another program. I used to like your talk program elsewhere. Anyway.
If I never have to play somebody else's choice of bland music, it'll be too soon.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was really disappointed when they took you off. I was like, why are you taking Nick Abbott off his talk program? I mean, that was his forte. But anyway, I was at a wrestling show the weekend down.
Why?
Why?
You were at a wrestling show? Now, is this real wrestling, or is it that fake show business stuff?
This is pro wrestling, okay?
Right, the fake show business stuff.
What's fake?
Now, you're talking about pro wrestling when it's like worldwide federation, whatever it is they show on Sky, when everybody's screaming at each other and they wear masks and they're all got stupid names. Well, that's all fake.
What's fake about it?
What isn't fake about it?
What isn't fake about it? When guys are falling off the top rope down onto the mat, that's fake, is it?
Are you seriously trying to tell me that you think that all that's... Have you ever seen real wrestling?
Have you ever been in there?
Well, I've seen it on TV. Have you
ever been in the ring?
Have you?
Best wrestling shows this country.
Well, no, I don't disagree that it's a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad show. I'm just saying it's not real wrestling. It's all show business. It's not real.
Well, yeah, okay.
Well, now you're agreeing with me.
No, I'm just saying don't call it fake. Because it's not fake.
Well, it's fake in that it's not real wrestling. I mean, you know what real wrestling looks like. It's relatively boring and dull. I mean, that's why real wrestlers don't make any money, because nobody wants to go and see it.
Amateur wrestling,
But all that's the show business wrestling, where they all run about and leap off and, all that razzmatazz that they do.
Yeah,
it's all just a bunch of phony show business stuff. It's a show.
I mean, what's wrong with the show?
Nothing is wrong with the show. No, I'm not decrying it at all.
Why did you say, why were you're joking me, why were you wrong there?
Okay, I do think there's something wrong with it. It just looks like, just awful.
This is quite interesting. I mean, this is a good debate. I'll hopefully convince you,
There's no way you'll convince me that going along to see that would be like a good afternoon out. No way.
Right, well, I'll tell you, they're great.
I'd rather shave my head with a cheese grater.
Oh, that might be quite fun. You might actually see that at the rest. And one of them was a cheese grater, and the guy literally took the cheese grater across the guy's head. Now, that wasn't fake.
Well, I bet money it was. What, he take skin off, did he?
Yeah.
No, you said kind of like, a little hesitantly there.
No, I can say yes, I can. There's matches. I mean, you really got to understand what pro wrestling is, okay? Pro wrestling is a show, okay? But a lot of the moves, when they're doing them, they're hitting full force, they're hitting, right into them. They're actually hitting these moves. Now, this is one of the ones I like to laugh at. People always say it's a well-rehearsed script.
Yeah, it looks that way to me.
these wrestlers are too stupid to do a well-rehearsed script.
Well, yeah.
You know.
Well, I do believe both sides of the coin. In other words, don't listen to a word I'm saying. In that, it does look all pre-rehearsed and stuff, and all the moves have been fully worked out, because, you know, some of it could look like it could be quite dangerous, but nobody actually really gets hurt, and it's all put on for the crowd, and, you know, the crowd are all screaming, and then there's the bad guy, and then there's the good guy.
Don't say that no one ever gets hurt, because people do get hurt.
But no, I'm sure that they do, like these 17-stone blokes throwing each other around, but see, that's just like an accident, you know what I'm saying? That's not
right, one of the angles,
part of the script.
Do you know what an angle is?
An angle?
Right, it's what we call in the business a G. It's like a storyline type thing to do with matches. I was a referee in do you know what a power bomb is?
No.
No, right, well, it's just one of these moves, they pick you up and they ram you down your back. One of the G's we did was I got power bombed at the end. Now, I got thrown about...
You're the referee?
Yeah, this is like one of the angles. I got thrown about 8 feet in the air and rammed down onto my back.
Yeah.
Now, my back hurt for about 2 days.
Well, I would think so.
You know, well, you said no one ever gets hurt.
Well, did you know that this was going to happen before it did?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd seen the script?
Well,
yes.
That's it. There's no such thing as a script.
No, but you just said that you knew it was going to happen before it happened, so they've worked it out beforehand.
Yeah, I'm not disputing, right?
And the winner is already worked out before the match begins, am I right?
I'm not arguing that. If you'd let me, you know, just say what I'm saying. These guys, okay, it's all showbiz, right? You wouldn't say that a film is fake and everything. You know, you know what it is. You know what it's
no. So the difference between a film and the wrestling is that the wrestling is sold as real.
Yeah.
And a film is just a fantasy.
Yeah, but if you go up and speak to anyone seriously about the business, they'll tell you about it. Like
but no, in the business, yes, but the audience come thinking it's real. I mean, they pan to the audience and they're on their feet screaming.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is that people disrespect wrestling, and I think this is bad because there's a lot of guys out there that are working their butts off, and they're athletes. Now, this is something that people don't seem to understand either. Wrestling, it may not be all it's, you know, made out to be, okay? But if you get interested in the sport, these guys are athletes. These guys are putting their bodies on the line for the fans.
Bucketfuls of anabolic steroids, I would imagine.
Right, okay.
I mean, some of those guys are absolutely
huge.
Massive.
Yeah. Right, okay. Bodybuilding, this goes back to the 1980s. Bodybuilding and wrestling used to be closely related. They're not anymore because of a huge trial that took place in America. The WWF was indicted with steroid abuse, but eventually, due to expensive lawyers, they got off.
Really?
This has changed the face of the sport, though, because it's moved away from your Hulk Hogan's, who has admitted using steroids. It's moved forward to younger people who are smaller athletes, and the emphasis is on more athleticism rather than big muscles.
So it's kind of like a gymnastic display.
Yeah. Oh, Nick,
now I've just taken the words right out of your mouth.
That is something that I did not expect you to say, because most people say, oh, it's just big fat boys jumping about.
No, not at all. I mean, some of the things that they do, I mean, leaping through the air with the greatest of ease and all that sort of jazz.
I don't believe you're agreeing with me.
No, but no, my point against wrestling is that it's all worked out beforehand. It's not a real contest, but it is a contest of great skill and endeavour. There's no question about that.
Oh, you just got a smile on my face. Because I bet you now you'll get people phoning up, oh, wrestling's just all fake.
Well, I've said all that, so I don't want to hear them. But I mean, you only have to look at the size of the guys and the things that they're doing to realise that it's not easy.
Yeah, I'll tell you something about wrestling as well. In Japan, pro wrestling, I'll tell you something that will be really funny here. Have you heard of the UWFI, Bushido?
No.
Okay, this will get an argument started. There's a thing called Bushido that was on Sky.
What is it?
They marketed it as shoot fighting. Now,
as what?
Shoot fighting.
What, they have guns in the ring?
No, this is sort of away from pro wrestling. Shoot fighting is like a martial art type thing. But the funny thing about it was that it was ex-Japanese pro wrestlers that were running this, and they were showing this and marketing this on Sky. It was called Bushido, as legitimate fighting. The funny thing is, because I'm a wrestling fan, because I'm in the business and stuff, that was just another form of pro wrestling, and in fact, it was all fake.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
And the guy were marketing it.
You keep saying it's a funny thing, you know, I don't see the laugh in that story, but yeah, basically we've covered the ground about wrestling, right?
Yeah, and you got all these people saying, oh, shoot fighting is real and everything.
Well, let's not talk about that, because nobody's ever heard about that,
and
but...
throughout the entire broadcast, they were going on, oh, none of this is choreographed like a pro wrestling.
And you continue to talk about it after I've said like 3 times now, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, the basic point has been made.
Yeah.
That it is a little bit phony, but a tremendous physical skill. Yeah, there you go.
I'll tell you something else. One more thing.
Another thing.
Yeah, in Japan, now, I don't know if you'll believe me, they have a gimmick promotion which is called FMW, Frontier Martial Arts.
Well, now it sounds like you're slagging off businesses, and that's like dodgy territory, isn't it? But thanks.
Wire match.
Whoa! Stop!
Rope.
Stop!
Kayfabe, please.
Stop.
Okay.
And say goodbye.
ECW.
0500 1053 89. That'll be the last but one call we ever have on wrestling on this show when I'm in charge. There is another one to come, which will be not now but later, much later. It's London. Matthew.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Was that bloke a bit sad or what?
Well, no, I wasn't sad. He had a good point to make. It's just that...
He did, he just went on a bit.
On and on.
Anyway, talking about falling in love and not ever meeting somebody.
Falling in love again.
Shall we not continue singing?
No.
No, it's probably a good idea. What I was going to say was, I have actually fallen in love and not met somebody.
You've fallen in love and not met...
Well, no, let me rephrase that because it sounded stupid, basically.
I'll say.
Thank you. I've actually fallen in love with somebody I haven't met.
Really?
Yes.
So who is this?
She is actually a talk radio listener.
A listener?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean a regular caller?
Oh, she has called Ian a number of times.
It's not Davina, is it?
No, not at all.
Is it Powder Puff?
No, that was the one before last. But
how come he hasn't called? I was on like 2 days last week, and do you think he'll call tonight?
Are you really missing him or what? I can tell you not, actually.
So, anyway.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, it's just if it's interesting, a hospitality scheme intended to offer warmth and comfort to 210 homesick American sailors aboard the USS Aubrey Fitch, moored at Plymouth, has attracted offers from help from adventurous single women as well as families. The scheme, called Dial a Sailor, has received 300 calls in 3 days, all from the same guy.
Were they putting cards in phone boxes or what? Excellent idea. Anyway, no, I've been communicating with her via email, actually. I know that sounds sad, doesn't it?
No, it's just like, it's the same as writing.
I know, this is my argument, but everybody else says you're just sad because you're using a computer.
Yeah, well, that's the same, that's the same sort of mentality as people saying, oh, I'm so sick of Christmas. It's just like this herd mentality. They've read it in the paper.
Exactly.
People, jokes about people who use computers, and that's their mindset now.
Just like you were doing about 20 minutes back. By any chance?
Well, I'm able to hold 2 opposing views about any one topic at the same time. Because...
Yeah, this is that Orwellian thing, isn't it, going on?
I just talk rubbish.
Yeah. Well,
Don't listen to me.
Oh, well, I rarely do, but there you go. No, anyway, so we've been communicating via email.
What, in English?
Yeah.
You've been doing what?
Communicating.
Right.
Via email. For the last few weeks, and I'm not going to give her name out because it would probably just totally embarrass her, and she's probably listening. But if she is listening,
so how's it going?
Well, it's going fantastically well.
Now, is it getting a little saucy?
You don't really
a little bit. I bet you started off really clean and pristine.
Really coy and sort of shy.
And you just tested the water with a couple of things.
And then all of a sudden it just got terribly naughty.
Put in your measurements.
You're that woman, aren't you?
And suddenly it's exactly the sort of thing that they write about in the broadsheets about the filth that can be found on the internet.
Something like that, yes. And hey, I'll tell you what, I'll send you transcripts if you want.
Great. Any pictures come through?
Not as yet, no.
So how's this going? Yeah, you can fax any material that you happen to have. Because,
no, I wouldn't dare, because she would...
Trust us, we're desperate.
She would never mail me again, and that would be it.
So, how's it going? You're going to meet?
I think it's going all right, actually. I am actually. I mean, I wasn't joking when I thought I have actually fallen in love with this woman. It's really bizarre. But there you go.
Now that is bizarre. You understand? But you understand how strange that sounds, don't you?
I know how strange it sounds, but we have shared such deep things with each other. It's well, I mean, I can't go into it right now.
What you haven't shared any
sort of
bodily fluids?
Yeah, I was about to say that, but I thought I couldn't because I would get cut off. But,
well, that's right. You can't. You will get cut off.
Thank you very much.
So you're going to meet soon, right? Have you even heard this person speak?
Oh, don't say that, because no, I haven't.
Oh, well, she might have the most annoying laugh in the world.
And she might have big hairy arms and be a bloke, I don't know.
Well, that's true. That's absolutely true. You never know with email.
Well, exactly, but
Why do you think they call it email?
Oh, my word. You've just sent a shudder through my heart.
I bet.
Yes, well, I'm feeling very disturbed now.
What, now you're feeling very disturbed? Oh, like this is news to us now. You've fallen in love with somebody that you tap out to on a computer.
Listen, I mean, regardless of gender, you know, I mean, I think she's wonderful.
She's everything you want in a
androgynous sense.
Yeah, in a non-physical, long-lasting relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, she sort of, you know, I mean, I'm perfectly happy with her existing on my floppy drive.
You don't want to download it to your hard disk? Something to think about.
No.
All right, listen, thanks a lot, Matthew.
All
and
right.
Give us a ring back and tell us how it all comes out, so to speak. This is Talk Radio. I'm Nick Abbott, and I'll be back after the new news.
It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
Maria Novak, Bishop Ern Pershar, you want £1,000 to visit your relatives in Poland. You only discovered you had them this year. You've never met them.
All together. There's too many events. Sorry, never mind.
Well, Nicholas, Ian of Abbot, salutations.
So you've got to finish the sentence in as brief and funny a way as possible. I say. Hello?
I say what I like, and I like what I say. I say, therefore I am said. I say tomato, you say tomato. I say potato, you say potato, potato, tomato. Oh, what the hell?
Let's just call the whole thing off.
I say Lucifer is among us now. Repent, children, hell awaits us all. I say, shut up, Kev. I say, Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
Right, we will attempt to do a lightning round later on. Not now, later. Try and come up with something, I don't know, to be a completely free-form lightning round? No, because people won't have the faintest idea what that is. Like, bar some old regulars of mine. So, lightning round is basically what you heard, just a little clip of just then. It's, I'll explain it later. Shall I explain it now? I'll explain it now and later.
Now, yeah.
Well, you call up.
Those just tuning in, and for those who might be tuning in later.
So you call up, and you've got like 5 seconds, just one line, brief about, it could be finishing a sentence, or it could be just like, I'll leave it completely up to you, and it's like off the wall, funny. It's like the perfect opportunity to call a radio show, because, often you can't get through because the lines are all engaged. I'll be going through the lines like that. How will I be going through the lines?
Like Mexican castanitas.
Yes. And how about, I want. See, it's the season to be wanting. So let's do that. Not now, like I said, later, because I have some important calls to wipe up here. And so far, waiting the longest, Maurice.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you? You're on Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I was just saying, I want to bring your point up about the Canadian lumberjacking that was on Channel 4 tonight.
Can I ask you a question before you get onto that?
Yes, mate.
What kind of a phone are you? Are we on speakerphone?
What do you mean speakerphone? Sorry.
It's just awful quality coming out your phone.
Yeah, it's very faint at your end as well.
I'm getting fainter. Nobody will have any idea what that means unless you're into Derek and Clyde Live. And that was like 30 years ago or something. In a previous life. I'm getting fantastic. That's about the only part of that record that I can actually say on the air.
Yes, I know what you mean.
So anyway, back to you now.
Yes, thank you very much. I was saying about the, did anybody watch, or did Mike watch that Canadian lumberjack contest that was on Channel 4?
Well, it's a funny thing you should say that, because as I was reading the papers, one of the TVs was on. I didn't see it, but I heard some of it, and this awful American bloke was, hey, American little lumberjacks, it's a great contest. And they were going on about, hey, and it's the guys with the big choppers now, and
There's quite a few from New York.
Lame.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, there's quite a few from New York, actually, but most of them, the ones that won it was from Canada itself, and I just wondered if Mike had seen it, what he thinks of about this.
Well, I know for a fact that he didn't see it, but for what reason was a lumberjack contest on British television? I mean, could anybody be interested in that?
Well,
not even lumberjacks are interested in that.
I don't know, because he had lumberjills as well.
Lumberjills. Lumberjills. No, I'm sure.
Jack and Jill, you had lumberjills on there as well.
And could you tell the difference betwixt the two?
Well, certainly you could. Certainly, the Jills had smaller choppers.
Yes. Okay.
But it's quite interesting, anyway. I just wondered what Mike had thought of this, And
yeah, well, let's ask him when I'm off the air. Thanks a lot, mate.
All right, thanks, Dave.
0500
nice
105389. It's a free call. How about Greenock? Hello, Joe.
Hello. I would like to complain about the way you treated the woman who phoned up about Ruby Murray. I think you should apologise to her.
Apologise for what?
You were rude and
Rude? I absolutely was not rude. I helped the woman out by reading an obituary from the paper, and I thanked her profusely, and then I moved along.
Come on.
How was I rude?
The noises you were making.
What noises?
Playing the jingles.
What jingles did I play?
Well, I'm sure I heard you playing jingles. Music, sound effects.
During that call? I don't know. Well, we could wind the tape back and find out, but I can't off the top of it. The only sound effect that I would have that would be appropriate would be this one. And I know I didn't play that during that call.
Show business jingles.
Oh, the show business one. Well, she was in show business. What's wrong with that?
I think that's in very bad taste.
Would you care to explain that?
Well, it's not very funny.
Well, not funny, okay, so you're a critic, but now explain not in bad taste.
The woman was obviously very upset, and you were just taking the mickey out of her.
By playing there's no business like show business when she mentioned that she was in show business. No, not with you.
I think you were obnoxious.
Yeah. And so what do you want me to do? Stay after class and do lines?
No, apologise.
Well, I think that you should, just relax a bit more. I wasn't slagging the woman off. I wasn't having a go at her. This is supposed to be a comedy show. Talk about sensitive is Manchester. Hello, John.
Hello.
How are you?
You won't believe me, what I've got to tell you. But do you know Aid who can't get laid?
Yes.
You heard of him?
He's a regular from the old school who often calls...
Well, I'm a regular from the old school, but you probably won't remember me. I'm probably often referred to as his sidekick.
Well, the voice sounds scarily familiar.
Oh, thank you. Scarily. But the other night, he was supposed to ring you. You did ask him to ring someone back.
Well, yeah, we had this thing where he was on, and of course, I call him Aid who can't get laid because, he's Aid, and he can't get laid.
Well...
And this woman called in, and she was transfixed by the sound of his voice. And,
what was her name again?
Huh?
What was her name?
What was her name?
Yeah.
Blimey. And Amy, apparently, from next
Amy's
door.
listening.
How on earth did you remember that?
Well,
I don't remember what happened like 3 minutes ago on this show, and you remember what happened last week.
Well, first things first. It's nice to hear you back. How long are you back for?
Well, as long as the poison lasts.
Don't talk a load of rubbish.
Ian is ill.
Ian is ill?
Yeah, he's ill, and so I got called in at the last moment.
Oh, right.
Very happy to do it.
Back to the point. Adrian was hiding underneath his bed, I believe.
Well, that's a major mistake, because this girl, she was...
Got another woman.
She, how can I put this really nicely? She sounded, she wasn't average, okay?
Yeah.
That's about as nice as I can say it. She was special. And she was transfixed by the sound of this guy who is never going to get a girlfriend.
Don't be too sure.
Ever.
Excuse me, don't be too sure.
Really?
Shock horror, you heard it first here on Talk Radio. Tonight, me and a friend, he'd just been to hospital. We'd just arrived back. Adrian will deny this, of course, as usual. And we caught them both on the sofa snogging. Yeah, I don't believe it myself. Somebody had to hit me over the head just to see if I wasn't dreaming.
Huh.
Then I thought I might be unconscious, hallucinating this, and no, he wasn't. And he was all red, and he ran out the door, and I don't think he'll speak to you again after I've told you this.
Oh, it's a dream come true.
Oh, I don't know if he'll sort of either accept it or deny it, but I definitely know the truth is there for David. Sorry, Adrian and David. But anyway, it's nice to be you back.
And what was the girl's name?
Oh, I don't want to go into names. I'm dead as it is. But anyway, have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, absolutely.
Goodbye.
I thought that we actually had her on the other line, but I got my lines crossed.
Hi.
Okay, that would have been too much to hope for, wouldn't it? Hello, is this Davina again?
Yes, it is.
Oh, come on, Davina, you can't call twice.
No, I'm just enthralled, Nick, I'm enjoying your show, honestly. I've got one against Francis, thank you very much, I should go for it. Well, what was that guy with email? What was he on about?
I don't know what you're on about.
No, the guy said he's in love with this woman, so I don't understand email or whatever. You with me?
Yeah. It's like post. It's like post, but really quick.
I don't understand that. I mean, this guy that I'm talking about, I've sent him photographs, I've spoken to him.
Oh, we're not going to go over all this again, are we?
No. All I'm saying, Nick, is I'm really enjoying your show, but no one's helping me. Francis,
I've given you all the help I can. I've told you exactly what you should do. Meet in a public place.
No, I
or
won't.
move.
But it was
Leave the country.
No, but Nick, it was nice of Francis to phone.
Francis who?
The lady that phoned up, she was a nurse. She was lovely. She said go for it.
Oh, right. This is wonderful. People remember things that happen on this show, and I've got absolutely no... It's like in one ear and out the other with me.
Nick, I'm listening. I'm enjoying it. And why was he running Ian down? He's ill. So what? What's the problem?
Now, here's another thing. What show are you listening to? When did I ever run Ian down?
You. The public... Not you. The public are running him down. The man's ill.
Wait a minute, who has been running Ian down on this show?
Where is he? Why is he there? You know, what's it...
Well, there's a difference between running him down and not asking after his health.
No,
I mean, if we have just like endless callers asking after Ian's health, I mean, how boring would that be?
Nick, none of you lot are running down. Hey, come on. I didn't mean that. Everybody said, where, you know, and you know, it's ridiculous. If the guy's ill, he's ill. I hope, Ian, you're better soon.
Okay, listen, thanks. I've got to go, Davina.
Okay.
Oh.
Take care, Nick. But one-to-one is not good enough.
What does that mean?
I need some more help here.
Well, that's the most sensible thing you've said so far tonight. Wow. In bucket loads do you need help. And try some decaffeinated coffee. It's Talk Radio. I'll be right back.
Animal transplants into humans is absolutely disgusting and awful and morally wrong. There are some people out there that have to assess what they can give their children for dinner.
1996, a year when the very fabric of our nation seemed to come under threat from abroad and from home. And a year when one unspeakably tragic event, Dunblane, caused us to examine the very nature of our society. On New Year's Eve, we take a look back over the year, getting to grips with the main events and the arguments they threw up. I'm Scott Chisholm. It's the Talk Radio Interactive Review of the Year, when you choose the main issue of the year. Listen out for how you can take part. And on the eve of 1997, join me and join in as we look back over the last 366 days. The Talk Radio Interactive Review of the Year. New Year's Eve at 9 in the morning. There's a good argument for listening. 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Creature comforts of a different kind. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
So it had nothing to do with talking to Davina, but I was getting a bit of a headache the last few minutes or so. You know, oh, nice lady, but screeching. And so I just had some of this chocolate, and I pulled from the story, the paper, a story about chocolate. In fact, it sounds like I'm still finishing it, but you know, you eat chocolate and like your mouth waters for about 5 minutes afterwards. Okay, so here it is. Workers who chomp their way through chocolate bars and chewing gum to handle stress may have sniffed out 2 perfect calming foods to help them through their day. A team of psychologists studying the effect of smells found that chocolate and spearmint had a powerful calming effect. Blindfolded volunteers were used to measure effects on theta brainwaves associated with levels of attention, and chocolate generated less theta waves than any other smell. So in other words, it's bad for attention. So maybe I shouldn't have eaten it. Spearmint had a similar effect, but synthetic strawberry boosted attention, probably because it bore a distant resemblance to the real thing and demanded concentration to identify it. Hot coffee had little effect. The experiment was partly funded by the food industry. Dr. Martin, whoever he is, he's a senior lecturer in neuropsychology, said, chocolate and spearmint are very sweet. And I had to go to a doctor to find that out. And he said that may remind people of certain things that are relaxing. Or something could be tapping into a subcortical emotional center. I like tapping into my subcortical emotional center every now and again. I've got nothing else to do, and I shall be doing that a little later on. Now, is that her again? Oh, no, that's somebody else. Oh, it's a Davidine. Close, but far enough away to make us all breathe a deep sigh of relief. Here's one in Coventry.
Hello there.
Dave, how are you?
Is it Nick or Mick, by the way? Sorry,
it's Nick.
Long listener.
Nick.
Nick with a N.
With a N, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Who put the N in the N? It's the same bloke who put the bop in the Bopalopaloo Wop.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's it.
And the wham in the Whamalama Ding Dong.
And the pong in the Ting-a-Pong Ping Pong?
No.
Oh, okay then. All right. Anyway, do you want to hear a little story?
Oh.
I'm tempting you, aren't I? I can tell. You want tenterhooks?
Yep, okay.
Yeah? Okay then.
Now, is it a short story?
Yes, I can make it short. If that's how you want it, Nick, anything for you, mate.
Okay.
All right then. Well, I live in a particularly bad area of Coventry. It's like a bit rough, you know, and it's quite renowned for break-ins and stuff. So you get a bit paranoid about, you know, the house getting broken into, as you would do. So anyway, like, I noticed like all this petty had been missing out the side of my glass, and it looked as though somebody was trying to remove the glass from the window downstairs and break in and nick the video and stuff, you know. So I decided to go down with a bit of a baseball bat, you know, because obviously I wouldn't have used it, but it was just for self-protection, mate.
Yeah.
And I heard this sort of scratching on the glass, and I thought, hey, up, here we go again. Like, got this thief, this dodgy bloke trying to get in my house. So I jumped up with this baseball bat, flew back the curtains, you know, literally slung them back in a bit of a furious temper. Someone violated my property, you know. And there was a tiny little cat just perched on the windowsill, just sat there, looking right at me. And it was one of those cats with, like, really, really slitty eyes, and it was trying to scratch the stuff out of the side of the window. I've forgotten what they called them now. It's the ones with the slitty eyes. Really,
and you said?
I did, yeah, I did. It was quite scary at the time. But, what do they call? Try and think of the name of a cat. I'm trying to think of it now.
The Siamese ones.
Right, no, close, no.
Ugly cats. The what?
It was a pretty cat.
A what?
A pretty cat.
I still didn't understand what you said.
A pretty cat.
A petty?
Pretty cat.
Pretty?
Oh, you see, it just doesn't work, you know. I mean, I could explain a joke to you, mate, but...
Putty! Oh, it's like a joke!
Yeah.
Oh, no! An amateur comedian. Call up Marcus Plantin at ITV Centre. He'll give you your own series. Oh, I don't believe it. Talk about killed his joke, though. Good. I'm glad I did that. I did it through ignorance, but, you know, I spoilt his whole thing there. Excellent. It's a what cat? A pretty? A putty. He taught a putty cat. Oh, the pain. Right, here's one in Glasgow. Davidine.
Oh, yes.
That's a very interesting name. Davidine. Hello, Davidine. Is it Davidine?
Davidina.
Davidina.
Davidina, aye.
Davidina.
Davidina.
Okay, Davidina.
Right. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too.
Are you Dave?
No.
No.
Were you looking for Dave?
No. There's another name on this. Rowena?
Okay, well, we'll be trying to figure out what this call is about during the rest of the show. At the moment,
Okay, that's all right.
we're shrugging our shoulders.
Pardon?
So, what can we do for you then, Davidina?
You were talking about,
Now, you're listening to the radio and you're hearing what happened 7 seconds ago, and it's confusing you. You've got to turn the radio off. Otherwise, we'll never get through this call.
Okay. Now, I'm listening.
It seems like it's been lasting years already.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'll tell you what it is. I'm looking for these spacemen.
Are you looking for the spacemen?
No, this is the show was all about, isn't it? The spacemen.
This show is all about spacemen.
No, you said, have you ever seen a spaceman or something? No.
Which station are you listening to?
Your station.
And you heard me say, have you ever seen a spaceman?
No, I didn't hear you saying that. But they were talking about satellite dishes and other things.
Who was?
The program is you're on. No,
really? Is there another show going out at the same time on this station?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Are you hearing voices?
No, I don't hear voices.
But you know that there has been, because James Whale was talking about this earlier. Is that what you're talking about? Have you been on hold for like 3 hours?
3 hours? That's true. Very true.
Because the story broke too late for many papers. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't told you yet. No.
Okay.
All right, this is plucked from one of the press that you will be enjoying over your tea and toast. Do you have tea and toast in the morning?
Yes, I've got tea and toast right now this minute.
Crumpets?
No crumpets.
No crumpets.
No crumpets.
It will be the perfect case for Agents Mulder and Scully in true X-Files style. An electrician claims he was lifted from the ground and knocked unconscious by a UFO in Swindon. He is apparently to be paid £1 million by insurers who covered him against abduction by aliens.
Oh,
yes.
Is that right?
Industry sources, however, are suggesting that the payout could just possibly be an out-of-this-world publicity stunt. You see, the story starts on October the 8th, when Joseph Carpenter, 23, from Enfield, North London, claims he was struck down by a mystery light near Swindon. The area is a hotspot for such phenomena, says Mr. Carpenter, who runs a UFO hunting group called the Majestic 12. On the evening in question, an intense beam of light like a police helicopter had me, he said. The anti-gravity force within it lifted me above the ground. I passed out as I went directly into it. All this was captured on film. By an amazing stroke of luck, Mr. Carpenter had paid £102.50. What a coincidence. For cover against such an eventuality to a company called Grip, run by insurance broker Simon. Mr. Carpenter was unable to produce compelling evidence of his ordeal, including camcorder footage, witnesses, and DNA samples taken... Oh, no, he wasn't unable. He was able. I screwed up this whole paragraph. Now this is becoming more interesting. Mr. Carpenter was able to produce compelling evidence of his ordeal, including camcorder footage, witnesses, and DNA samples taken from what he said was a nail from a claw found at the scene. Mr. Burgess said last night the work on the DNA sample was carried out by a research fellow at Cambridge University. I can't give you the name. The work proved conclusively that the sample was something that had never been seen before and which was not of this earth. They should cross-match it maybe against Barbara Cartland's nails, because that beam of light might have been the shine off her face paint. You know, it's just a thought. Does she hang out in Swindon? Doubt it.
Right, can I tell you something?
Tell me a story.
My story is brilliant, right? I've got 2 Christmas tree lights, and they flick on and off. You listening?
Yeah.
You still there? They flick on and off and on and off. And it's quite depressing, you know?
Depressing?
Aye.
Depressing? Christmas tree lights?
No, I don't mean depressing, but they switch on and off, on and off, on and off, and on and off.
And then what do they do?
Pardon?
After that?
After that.
What do they do then?
When I go to my bed, I switch them off.
Now, do you have to wait till they're off before you switch them off, or do you switch them off on and on?
No, I switch them off when it's time to go to my bed.
Right. You don't mind whether they're on or off when you switch them off. Because if you switch them off when they're an off, then you might never know whether they're going to switch on again.
No, that's brilliant.
You see what I'm saying? But if you switch them off when they're on, then you absolutely know they're off.
Yes, yes. Now, are you David? You Dave?
Are you looking for Dave?
I'm looking for Dave.
Okay, can we just check in the building? The nice lady Davidine is looking for Dave. Of course. Who else would she be looking for? So can you just check around? We're gonna have a look for him for you.
Are you really?
But we don't know who you're talking about.
Switch off.
Dave. But we'll just check.
Dave!
Oh, switch off.
Dave!
Is Vic there?
Dave there?
The Dave's looking for you. Dave's not here. Dave! Dave's not here.
It's not there.
I've heard of zoo. I've heard of zoo radio, but this is ridiculous. All right, thanks a lot, Davidine.
Can I tell you something?
And another thing.
I've been listening to your radio for the last 2 weeks. Excuse me?
Yeah?
You still there?
I am. Stop. Every time I pause for a breath, you ask if I'm still here.
Okay.
Is there anybody
here?
Out there?
And it's right. I've been listening to your radio
For 2 weeks.
That's true. For 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, what do you want? Some sort of, like a medal or something?
No. It's just a wee bit comfort.
Like a what? Like a well-stuffed cushion?
No. Just a wee bit of conversation. Because I'm in the house myself.
Now, Davidine?
Davidina.
Sorry.
Davidina.
Davidina.
Thank you.
We found David.
David?
Yeah, David.
Was it David there? Is David there?
Hello.
Hello, David in Edinburgh.
Hello, yeah, I'm David. Hello.
Now,
hi.
Davidina has been looking for you. She's in Glasgow and you're in Edinburgh. It's never going to work.
Well, you know,
oh, no. Like that is never going to work. Oh, man, what was that? A major breakthrough in modern communications technology. And what a great time to take a break.
Every weekday afternoon, when you need to know what's making the news and when you want to talk over the issues, join me, Peter Dealey, on Talk Radio for Britain's fastest, liveliest and most outspoken drive time.
I can't see that violence on the television necessarily means you get violent children.
If you cause injuries from drunken or dangerous driving, I would rather see somebody being slung in the slam of 15 years.
The tests the government has been doing are different for different sorts of vehicles.
If we join monetary union, then we will condemn ourselves to high rates of unemployment.
I'm Peter Dealey. Join me this afternoon from 4 for the fastest moving drive time. There's a good argument for listening. 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on 10:53, 10:89 a.m. Talk Radio.
So, some more of these then. I'm going to be reading these out through the course of the evening, despite the fact that you've all heard them before, but it's Christmas. The following are actual statements found on insurance forms where car drivers attempted to summarize the details of an accident in the fewest possible words. Thanks, Edith, for sending these. A pedestrian hit me and went under my car. A truck backed through my windshield into my wife's face. And I collided with a stationary truck coming the other way. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian. Ian is sick. And we'll be back when he's good and ready. Don't rush him. Here's Newcastle upon Tyne. Hello, Terry. You're on Talk Radio.
Hi, Nick.
How are you?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, fine. I don't know why women are given so much airtime.
You don't know why women are given so much...
Why are women given so much airtime? Every time I come on the radio, I've been listening since, since it started.
Yeah.
It's the first time I spoke to anybody on Talk Radio UK. The most listened to.
Yeah.
No disrespect meant. Just how do you feel about this studio built in London?
Now, wait a minute. Your first thing was women get more airtime than you. Is that what you were saying?
No, than men.
They're just men generally.
Generally men, yeah. I mean, this is the first
Well,
time
that's because men are slime. We don't want to hear from men on this show. Like, what is it? What? Okay, well, let's just...
Men got more comment and got more sense than you've got.
Man, okay, now we're really getting into bizarre, uncharted territory. Men have got more sense than me. So what category does that put me in? I hesitate to ask.
What? Well, isn't it all the program? Isn't the men slapping onto women all the time? It's pathetic. It's truly pathetic.
Oh, you're saying what you're saying? Wait a minute. What you're saying is that you don't like flirtation on the air. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not flirtation. It's prostitution.
I had no idea. Is this a pimp organisation? So we're in the prostitution business apparently at Talk Radio. And we'll be giving you one of those 0898 numbers a little later on, and we can all have some fun. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call, peak rate, and it's a free call off-peak, too. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian. What was that last call about? Absolutely no idea. Then he wanted to go on and talk about, who cares? Here's one in, it's Joanna. In Glasgow. Have you got a piano? Joanna? Now, Joanna is there because the line is engaged. But she's probably listening to the radio in the kitchen. She's busy buttering toast. Oh, she's probably buttering her buns. They just popped fresh out of the... Is she there now?
Can someone give me Mark? Come on.
So, in the same town, on a different phone, Annette.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. First, can I ask you, Nick, what was that woman, Davidina, talking about? Do you know?
I don't know, and even if I did at the time, I wouldn't be able to remember several minutes after having talked to her, because I'd remember nothing about what goes on this show.
Right, I was really very confused.
Oh, no, can I just pause for a second? Yes. Now, this line 3, that bloke Terry, who is going on about the fact that we're a prostitution network now, he's still on hold. How do I get rid of him? Because I want to get rid of him. I think you stop with him. I do what? Because we don't want him on hold, do we? Or do we want to go back and hear what else he's got to say?
He's still on there. Terry, are you there?
Uh-huh.
No, that's Annette.
Isn't it? Is that
I'm
Joanna?
still here. Annette's still here.
It's Joanna there.
Joanna's here, huh?
Oh, everybody's on the air at the same time. See, now that was what I was asking you about earlier on about this hold button.
Still on conference.
Oh, it's still on conference.
Yeah.
So does it sound like I've mastered this system yet? So if I take it off conference, and, okay, Joanna's not there, so I'm going to dump... Now see, if I press off, I'm going to lose everybody.
Yes. Yeah,
so I'll just talk to Annette.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry about that. We do have everything under control.
It sounds like it. I'd just like to ask your views on the decline in primary education with children.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything that we're talking about? This is supposed to be a comedy show, and it's start talking about crisis in education now.
Well, I've just tuned into your show in the last, couple of nights, 2 or 3 nights, and I didn't know it was a comedy show. I'm sorry.
No, see, this is me. I'm not Ian, see? So this is, not what he does.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not suggesting he's not funny. He is funny, but he doesn't do what I do, and I don't really talk about that. It's a little too serious for me.
Yeah.
I just talk about, I'm just flippant and talk about rubbish.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But whatever you just said, I'm sure it's absolutely right. Unless it isn't.
I never really said anything.
It's a dream come true.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll maybe phone again another time.
There you go.
I'll try and think of something a bit more.
Excellent. Whoa, you call when I'm not here and get a new phone. So it's 0500 1053 89, and it looks like I just cleared the entire board. It is 1053 89, and it looks like I just cleared the entire board. It is a dream come true. So would this be a good time to do a lightning round now? Would you like to do a lightning round? Okay, so the idea of the lightning round is, finish this sentence. It is the season to be wanting. So how about finishing the sentence, I want? Now, you'll only have like a couple of seconds. We just want like one line. Try and be funny. I don't want like a whole treatise, and all other topics must be put on hold. This is the ideal time to call a radio show. Because I'll be clearing lines one after the other. You'll each be given a number corresponding to the line that you're on. When you hear me say your number, that means you're on. Be on or be gone. Speed is the essence here, all right? And after I do this, then it is also the ideal time to call a radio show because I'll have cleared all the lines. All 6. We only have 6 lines, is that right? Okay, so all 6 will be totally free and at your disposal. So, what time is the next break? Right now? Oh, whenever I want. Well, let's leave it till the next hour then, shall we? All right, well, so while those are being lined...
1089 AM. Talk Radio. Talk to Nick Abbott. Recall 0500 1053 89. Recall 0500 1053 89.
Bing, bong, bong. All right, so it's a lightning round. There seems to be some delay in getting this, are we getting there? 2 seconds. 0500 1053 89. It's a lightning round. 2 more to go. Here we go. So as soon as you hear one on, then and I go to the next one, then that line is free. Talk about your ideal time to call a radio show. 0500, and plus, you don't actually have to have, anything intelligent to say at all. I mean, I know that you don't have to have anything intelligent to say to get on this show. That much is obvious, but it's, you don't feel like the spotlight is on you. We're not going to be giving your name and where you come from. People at work won't recognize you. You'll be on and gone. So, here we go, and we're completing the sentence, by the way, I want. Here we go, number 1.
Hi, for Christmas, I would like the Glasgow Armadillo to be reconstructed to something decent.
Well, so like I said, talk about bizarre. Number 2. Too late. 3.
I want to know why you've had so many idiots on tonight.
4.
I want Adu who can't get laid to leave my sister alone.
It's like a soap opera, this show, isn't it? 5.
I want £10,000 on a helicopter or the budgie gets it.
6.
Well, for Christmas, I want people to stop killing whales and save the plankton.
Save the plankton. There you go. That's something for Greenpeace to get working on immediately. Save the plankton. Excellent. All right, so we'll line up the board again. We're doing that just as fast as he can. We're doing that as fast as he can. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. Doing a lightning round, completing the sentence I want. Here we go, number 1.
Madonna's dress.
I think he wants Madonna's dress. Right, 2.
I want Scott Chisholm sacked to total world domination.
3.
I want Miguel Portillo.
I want Miguel Portillo. Here we go, number 4.
I want Ian's book of sick excuses.
Yes. I don't know, did he actually have an excuse, or did you just say the hell with it, I'm not coming in? Here's 5.
I want some moisturising cream in the palm of my hand because I ran out of the last slot.
Now, regulars of the old school will remember that one. It's like a greatest hits. That was a marvellous call that we had in the other place. We don't, so on and so forth. Here we go, number 6.
I want a Pooh.
Oh, really? Was she talking about Pooh Bear? She wants to play Pooh Sticks. Have you ever played Pooh Sticks? Talk about dull. Pooh Sticks? Talk Talk about dull. Here, shall we wipe through the board once more? One more time, because it's Christmas. 0500 1053 89. We'll do it one more, and then you can start calling about, whatever it is that you call about. I've got absolutely no idea. There's no topics, as you know. 0500 1053 89. Talk about your ideal time to call a radio show. Here we go, number one.
I want Demi Moore to lick cream off my navel.
Off your navel? Just your navel? 2. Too late. 3.
I want to stop playing with myself. I may go blind.
Number 4. There's a man playing solitaire. Number 4.
I want a light bulb.
I want a light bulb?
Yep.
Let's have light bulb jokes. How many sound engineers does it take to change a light bulb? 2. That's one of my favourite jokes. Talk about hilarious. 5.
I want to win the lottery.
Oh, there's a call from Mensa. 6.
Hello?
Who's that? Oh, great. It was a wrong number. Oh, so that was beautiful. You all got the idea perfectly. That was great. I'll do another one in the next hour. So I didn't think this fantastic phone system would be able to cope because it is new, and I don't, as you can tell, really have the hang of it yet. But let's, and look at those lines, man. They're lighting up like a Christmas tree. So, yeah, okay, we'll can that, and we'll do another one in the next hour. It'll be something else. Something, I don't know, we'll come up with something. Almost without doubt. 0500 1053 89, and we are going to take yet another break.
Take one.
1089 AM, Talk Radio. Talk to Nick Abbott. We call 0500 1053 89. We call 0500 1053 89.
Right, so, yeah, another lightning round later. Not now, later. Here's one in Coventry. Paul, you're on Talk Radio.
Hello, is that you, Nick?
It sounds like me.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to talk about Bernard. Do you know Bernard Manning?
Bernard Manning?
Yeah, have you ever met him?
No.
Well, I'd like to say that he's got the worst case of halitosis I've ever met in a man in my life.
Oh, so he looks like such a nice, clean chap.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him. I mean, some people just suffer from it terribly, don't they?
So you were close to Bernard Manning. Did you do the decent thing?
Well, I didn't actually, no. I wanted him to tell jokes to my girlfriend, whose name at the time was Bridget Nielsen, believe it or not.
Well, right, this was another Bridget Nielsen, right?
Well, it's not actually the Bridget Nielsen, although she is actually Swedish. So, yeah, so...
Curiouser and curiouser.
Basically, I just, I couldn't stand it no more. I walked away. I went and bought a cup of tea.
You turned the other cheek?
I did indeed.
If Bernard... Yeah. Well, I took your advice. Now, if that all comes back on me, here is, Belfast. Pat. We're not there yet. Where is she? I can hear her. Oh, you dumped her. What was that? Did you dump her before I even got to speak to her? Oh, Pat. 0500 1053 89. I'm going to do this all night, whether you like it or not. The following are actual statements found on insurance forms where car drivers attempted to summarize the details of an accident in the fewest possible words. Now, I know you've heard these before, but I'm going to do them again, just because, okay? In an attempt to kill a fly, I drove into a telephone pole. The guy was all over the road. I had to swerve a number of times before I hit him. And I pulled away from the side of the road, glanced at my mother-in-law, and headed over the embankment. 0500 1053 89. Here is everybody still calling about the lightning round? Do they not listen to the radio? They're just nuts, comes the response. Okay. Here it is he ready yet? William is in Glasgow.
Good morning, Nick.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Groovy.
What I'd like to do is ask my fiancée to set the date for our wedding. She's been a bit reticent about setting the date, and her uncle's coming over from America next spring.
She's been reticent about setting the date?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, doesn't that start warning bells in your mind?
To some extent, maybe, but we're trying to get her family over from America and my sister over from Australia. And it's a bit about, I think we're both trying to be too accommodating.
How do you mean?
In the sense of we're each trying to please each other and each other's family.
Oh, on the date?
Yes.
Right. Well, maybe you should just, like, escape to some quiet place and just get married without all that fuss and bother, that rigmarole.
Well, maybe I should ask
and
her
that
that.
la-di-da, eh?
Maybe I should ask her that.
Yeah, and then you'll find out whether she really wants to do it or not.
Oh, okay, thanks very much.
Oh, that was... You're accepting that advice? Okay, great. Really steaming through them now. Here is John. Hello. He's in London.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Hi, not too bad. But I believe we're at threat from Europe yet again.
We're at threat from Europe again?
Well, I mean, as I spoke to you, the bloke on the phone is saying about, I reckon transport casts are going to be destroyed. That's just like the first element of what's going to happen in society.
Well, this must be a story I missed. But principally, because I'm not interested. Transport casts are going to be outlawed by the European Court. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, that's just the first stage, and like,
Well, I never heard this. What's all that about?
Well, I mean, basically, I mean, lots of people, like, they go to cabs more before they go to work, and basically, I mean, Europe is going to destroy that. They're going to take away our right to actually eat bacon, eggs, and sausages.
What are you talking about, man?
No, it's serious. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it's true, because, I mean, what's going to happen is, I mean, we're all going to be unified in one single federal state, and they're going to destroy our right to live.
So, in other words, we have to fight for our right to party.
It's not to fight now, it's for too late.
Are you nodding your head?
I am certainly nodding my head. It's in the porridge, mate.
Well, you're talking absolute rubbish, man.
No, it's serious.
The European Court is going to ban bacon and eggs?
Well, they've already banned bananas and... I mean, they've already said, your sausages have got to be a...
Oh, you have seriously got to stop reading the wrong newspapers. You know, all this...
no, you think all this on? No,
all this rubbish about banning bananas and banning cucumbers. You know, that's just an anti-European claptrap thrown up by the newspapers to fit in with the rubbish that certain members of Parliament spout about what Europe will actually mean to us. It's not banning it. All of that stuff, they're going to do away with the British sausage and all that rubbish. It's just to create fear in the minds of otherwise ignorant people to make them anti-Europe. I think that everything that's happened in Europe so far makes me glad that we're going into it. You know, all the ridiculous things that British courts have handed down that then get sent to the European courts and get turned around to, the most obvious and beneficial effects. It seems like we should be standing up and applauding them instead of desperately trying to,
We're educating them.
Back out. Who are educating who?
No, we're seeking to educate the Europeans about our way of life and how wonderful it is for...
We now have the best food. Some bloke in France who is, is like the big cheese in France.
The Michelin Guide.
No, it wasn't the Michelin Guide, was it? It was the head of the French gastronomy, something or other. I can't remember. Anyway, he's some big bloke over there. Now he says that, yeah, it's huge. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
But he now says that, we're racing ahead. And then Marco Pierre White, who sounds French but comes from Yorkshire, said...
Leeds, that's right, yeah.
Said, oh, no, we're not. He said, French is better. So it seems like the Entente Cordiale is alive and well. What a beautiful thing.
No, I'm sorry, I don't agree.
With which bit?
Everything you said.
With everything I've said?
I'm afraid it's all lies. It's malicious propaganda.
Yeah, sorry about that. Found out.
We agreed to disagree, fair enough.
Okay then. But of course you understand that on this show, if you disagree with me, that means you're wrong.
Well, no.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Whatever that call was about. What was that call about? No idea himself. He's got no idea. 0500 1053 89. We'll be having a short précis of that call while the news is on. You won't be able to hear it, but we'll be enjoying it here. We'll be dancing to it, as a matter of fact. Here's one in Liverpool. Hello, Tony. You're on Talk Radio.
All right.
Yes, thanks, yeah.
Of course. Listen, no, wasn't that fella a bit serious, eh?
Which one?
That fella on that just before. Didn't he get a life? Hey? Well, I think he'd get a life this hour in the morning being like that.
That's a bit rude.
My God. Yeah, but he's a cockney, and he thought, you know. Anyway, what I was on for, like, you know, like some of the stupid things that people say.
Like?
You know, and they do. Like, if you're going into a pub and the chair's empty and say, is anybody sitting there?
Well, no, but it's just
stupid what some people say. What do you think?
The stupid thing is the response when people look at you like you're an idiot and say, does it look like somebody's sitting there?
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Stupid. But but asking is just polite, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. Why do women, you know, they pluck their eyebrows, don't they? They pluck their eyebrows. It must there, that. And then they paint some more on?
Yes.
Well, why did he do that?
Well, that is a good point. That's something I never really thunk about.
That's silly. Do you not think?
Well, see, isn't it like all about shaping? Because their eyebrows sort of get bushy, don't they? As they get older, they, you know, like men's eyebrows too, they get like bushy and like wiry as well. It's, you know, suddenly when you get to a certain age, the hair starts sprouting out the side of your ears, and it's like different, and you get different coloured hair in your eyebrows. It's like lighter, and it's like it's made of wire, and it doesn't grow the same way as the rest of it.
I wouldn't pluck mine. I wouldn't do that to me.
Sticks out in funny, and you see politicians on a TV, and you can't take your eyes off them, like great big bushes growing above their eyes.
That's right. What was his name? Oh, I can't remember his name now.
Dennis Healy.
That's right, Dennis Healy.
Now, there's a man that needs a pair of tweezers.
Well, yeah, I suppose he does. He needs more than that, doesn't he?
He needs a lawnmower.
Yeah. Hey, one other thing, right?
And another thing.
Yeah. You know, you're talking with your mates and you'll say to them, oh, I see such and such a person got cremated today. And what the reply will be, go away, is he dead?
And you'll say, he is now.
To cremate him alive, like, let's be honest about it.
Okay, we're making jokes about death now.
Sorry, mate, you know, I'm just trying to chip, you know.
You're cheering us
rather
up.
Than that,
you're cheering us up by...
That was on before, talking
about death.
You know, we can do without that.
Well, you certainly have put a smile on my cheeks.
Have I?
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate.
All right, mate.
0500 1053 89. I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian, who is ill, apparently. He's ill a week before he takes a week off. And so, in other words, he's got another 2 shows to go. Is that right? Another 2 shows before he takes a whole week off. So wouldn't it be just peachy keen if he was ill enough to take the next 2 shows off, and then he'd have like a 2-week stretch? And because it would be suspicious if he took the last day off. Am I right? Because, you know, you take the last day off before Christmas. I mean, that's just obvious, right? But you come in the previous week and you're like really ill. Oh, I don't know, I've had a terrible weekend, I'm all bugged up. I can't do bugs out with the bugged up down like this, bub. And so you lay the groundwork for taking time off, right? This man has seen Columbo. He works in devious ways. And so he's claims to be ill. I think we should call him up at home now. He's left the country. He is definitely on a plane to Barbados. Am I right? 0500 1053. And you nodded in there when I said we should call him at home. Shall we call him at home? It's only 5 to 3 in the morning. Because do you think that when he's ill, he'll be like sleeping all the way... He'll be sleeping at night, right? Because your body requires you to sleep at night for maximum regenerative properties of sleep, right? So he'll be awake during the day, I would presume. Like he'll be all twisted around. You don't think so? I wish you'd say it, not shake your head. Did I hear that, or did that go out in the air? I'm going to dump that just in case. I had to dump the guy that works on this show. Unbelievable. Talk about scary. Now, dumping callers is one thing, but dumping the guy that works the board next door. Unreal. So I'm not in any way scared by what just happened. I'm working with, like I said, I've heard of Zoo Radio, but this is ridiculous. Well, I know that bit didn't actually go on the air, but you understand that these headphones aren't completely closed. They leak. The microphone would definitely have picked that up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Scary. Zoo Radio, no question about that. All right, let's talk about, what time is it? And I had to dump you like this close to the news. Talk about, well, if it had been a little further away and you had asked me to fill for like 15 minutes off the top of my head, well, that would have been disastrous. And you're crying in there, you're laughing so much. Is it about time for you to make me another cup of tea? I think that some sort of penalty should be awarded. Some sort of task that would be really onerous and deeply unpleasant. Has the toilets been cleaned lately? Because there is a certain odoriferous whiff when you... And I know the windows are open in there as well. And I bet that if you go into the ladies' toilets, they'll be just clean and pristine and shining white and gleaming. And they're smelling perfectly rosy. So he'll be cleaning the toilets during the news break in payment. And looks like...
Dr. Emma was one of the children who was killed at the primary school.
I think animal transplant.
Potato, tomato, oh, what the hell?
Let's just call the whole thing off.
I see a Lucifer is among us now. Pretend children, Eloise us all. I say, shut up, Kev. I said, Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
1053, 1089 AM, Talk Radio. Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
It just facts me, I've been doing these excuses, these statements that car drivers have summarized the details of an accident. He's giving me a whole load of all sorts of different things. Thank you, CC Senores. If you have any free material you'd like to pass my way, it's 0541 59 69 79. That's the fax number. Some of these are beautiful. Housing complaints that people have written to the council. Excuses for an ambulance service, which is fouled up to and from hospital. Excuses for the teacher. Oh, just fantastic. So that'll be, if Ian is off sick tomorrow, that'll be my whole show. There's a motoring weather warning I just picked up. I mean, it was in my pile. Shall I read it? Yes. Does anybody care? Well, yeah, I suppose I could save a life. That would be a beautiful thing. Okay, so it's a fog... I can't believe I'm reading the weather. A fog warning for Dorset, Hampshire. I'll do the time next.
Do you want the weatherbed? So you can sound like Sandy War?
Even with the weatherbed, I will not sound like Sandy War. So I'll be doing the time checks next. Almost like a real DJ. It's a warning of fog for Dorset, Hampshire, East and West Sussex and the Isle of Wight. Man, that fog gets around. Fog with visibilities below 200 meters in places is making driving conditions difficult. And where the fog is accompanied by drizzle, visibilities for drivers may be reduced further. Who wrote this? English, not their first language, I'm guessing. Did that sound labored to you? Fog with visibilities below 200 meters in places is making driving conditions difficult, comma. And, like, you don't put a comma before and. Even I know that. And where the fog is accompanied by drizzle, no comma, Visibilities for drivers may be reduced further. Wow. So there it is, the hot news from our Sparkling Weather Service, and another fact says, please, no more Scottish callers whining on. Thank you. And I'll be giving out the fax number of the person who sent that to callers listening in Scotland. The phone number 0500 1053 89. I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian, who is ill. And let's have one in Belfast. It looks like Dickie to me.
Hi, Nick, how you doing, mate?
All right.
I've got a joke for you about the light bulbs.
Oh, are we doing jokes
That's the
now?
2-second one, that's it.
Okay.
How many women does it take to change a light bulb?
Now, wait a minute, because I didn't understand a word you just said. How many
women does it take to change?
Oh! Did I get that one?
Yes, you did.
Okay, no more jokes.
No more light bulb jokes, especially.
Right.
Well, it's a good thing we've got his phone number and his address. We'll be sending the vulgarity police around there.
No, I do like light bulb jokes. I just don't like callers telling them. If you've got light bulb jokes, fax them in by all means. And it's 0541 59 69 79. But we don't need a lot of amateur comedians, because there's enough of those on the radio as it is.
Are you talking about anybody in this room?
Well, yeah, no, not on this station, but just like, the business is full of unfunny, funny people, you know what I mean? And the last thing we need is callers adding to the list. Oh, and it was painful, too. It wasn't even a good rude joke.
No.
Awful. And so this guy here, Ralph, in Aberdeen, you got a joke?
I'm not going to tell it.
I don't want to hear it.
I won't tell it. Honest.
Okay, now I'm going to... can you hold?
If you want.
Yeah, just hang on a sec. Because it's not that I don't have complete confidence in you, but I'd like to let that delay build up just a little bit more. And while I do that, here are the next 3 of these actual drivers' attempted summarizations of the details of the accidents they were in to insurance companies. They've summarized the accidents in the fewest possible words. Stop complaining. I know you've heard these before, but like I keep saying, it's Christmas. To avoid hitting the bumper of the car in front, I struck the pedestrian. My car was legally parked as it backed into the other vehicle, and an invisible car came out of nowhere, struck my car, and vanished. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott. This is Talk Radio, and I think it's safe to go to Ralph now.
It's always safe to go to me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Safe in your hand.
I'm kind of pleased I don't drive, actually, after hearing some of those.
Yeah.
I'm mighty weird. Same thing I'd come up with. I was mainly calling to disagree with that idiot who said we shouldn't be in Europe.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Europe.
Okay, I can do my bad joke then. It's not in Europe.
Okay, we'll just briefly disagree with him, and then this will be the last call on this subject. Trust me.
I disagree with him because Europe's great. My bad joke, it's not really...
Oh, that was it?
It's not, honestly.
You should write to John Major, because, he keeps going on with these long-winded explanations, and all he needs to do is say, it's great!
I work in the European Documentation Centre up here, and he got so much more freedom now. You need to go slapping, Mr. Major.
You need to, if you're working for, what organisation are you working for?
European Documentation Centre. We get all the journals from Europe and make them available to everyone, basically. Businesses, people, anyone.
Is there any opportunity for you to go and work in, like, Brussels or Luxembourg or wherever it is that the headquarters of your little team is held?
Well, it's not a little team.
You know they don't pay tax over there.
It's not a little team. There's European Documentation Centres in every country of the world.
Oh, I see. So there's no, you can't, like, go to France and work at your head office or something?
Well, no, we can do exchange visits, pretty much.
You pay tax?
We pay tax, yeah,
right.
Just like any other.
No, but they don't. I was living in Luxembourg, and all the people that work at in the European, whatever it is, it's not the European Parliament in Luxembourg, satellites of European infrastructure, and they're hither and thither all over the place, but they don't pay tax. Loads of money they have over there. Of course, course, when you live in Luxembourg, there's nothing to spend your money on either. Talk about dull.
Well, they don't have much of an army to keep, do they? And there's not many people, so there can't be much social security. So it's just...
It's amazing. I think per capita, it's the richest country in the world. Liechtenstein might be even richer, but basically the country's just a bank, and everybody is wealthy. There's no market in second-hand cars in Luxembourg because everybody's got... No, I'm serious. I've never seen more brand-new Porsches and Mercedes in one place in my life. It was unbelievable. Everybody had money. And it's not like they even looked like they were working very hard.
Yeah.
I know I've told this before, but it's absolutely true. As an indication of how hard they work, there is a sandwich shop in the centre of Luxembourg that closes for lunch. True.
Blimey.
And they shut for lunch, not for, like, I mean, just the concept of shutting a shop for lunch seems bizarre, like in this decade. But they close not for half an hour or an hour. It's like for 3 hours, like 11 and 2. But in Spain the shops shut later. In Luxembourg they still close at 4 or 5 o'clock. I swear it's like everybody has got so much money that they just don't try anymore. Because everybody either works in a bank or has somebody in their family that works in a bank, and the money is just washing around in that country. There'll be a square where nobody ever walks, and they'll hand pave it in the most expensive stone in all these intricate designs, and then they'll put like a big marble fountain in the middle, and it'll be deserted. Nobody ever goes there, and yet they're just
probably spewing you through water and...
Oh, the throat's going, and they just don't know what to do with their money over there. How do we get onto Luxembourg? Oh yeah, they don't pay tax. The people who work in European.
Honest, it's not that bad. There's 2 parrots on a perch.
I thought this was going to be a light bulb joke.
No, it's about parrots and a fish.
Parrots and a fish.
Well, that's ruined actually. Well, there were 2 parrots on a perch, and one turns to the other and says, "Do you smell fish?" Which was bad enough. And then I was going to say...
Well, no, I don't get it. Do you get that?
Yes, but it's no good anyway. Perch is a fish, isn't it?
Oh. Because my brain was going about 1,000 miles an hour trying to figure out whether that was rude or not. Do I have to dump this joke? Because, if it's rude and I don't get it, then
no excuse in the court of law.
Well, exactly. Ignorance is no excuse. Okay, well, that was awful.
Thanks, and this one's even worse.
Oh, no way, not a chance. 0500 1053 389, it's a free call. Oh, my throat's going. Oh, dear. Here is, huh? Oh, we're going to have a break now. What an excellent time to have a break. I'm going to have a coughing fit, and you'll be able to listen to this massage.
800 90 89 88 now. 1053 1089 AM. Talk Radio. Talk to Nick Abbott. We call 0500 1053 89. We call 0500 1053 89.
Another hole-in-one. Hitting the bin with the cans. Dear, hang on. Is it okay to suck a cough sweet on the air? I mean, it's not like I'm eating a sandwich or something.
Fine by me.
Because I haven't got time enough to do it during the ads and the news, because these things last forever. Is that okay?
Fine by me.
Let's ask this first caller. How about, Paul?
Hi.
Do you mind?
Oh, Nick.
Do you mind if I suck a cough sweet on the air?
No, of course I don't.
Cool.
I don't.
Okay.
Anyway, I was going to tell you a story about Morecambe Bay, but that might offend the people because they're still working out there, and the ship is still on station. But,
the what?
There's a ship that I was working in Morecambe Bay.
Yeah. Oh, you know the thing about cough sweets is they just taste disgusting.
Yeah, sort of seasickness. Anyway, when I was in Avonmouth on a coaster, and this is pretty funny actually, we was told to paint the ship.
I doubt it, but...
It is funny.
Go on
told
anyway.
to paint the ship.
Yeah.
And me and another mischievous lad were given work to do because we was a pain in the butt to the skipper. Anyway, we're painting alongside the ship and idly chatting like you do. And I grabbed
Chatting
away, like you widely do, you know, when you do nothing else. And I pulled a line in to pull under the bow a bit more. And I was talking away and getting no answer. And, of course, I looked round and there was nobody in the boat with me. And at that moment, his head came out the water. And he was trying to get his foot on the side of the boat saying, help me, help me, help me. And I don't know what it was, but I just literally collapsed in the bottom of the boat. I saw a piece of toilet paper in his head, and I just was helpless. I couldn't do anything. I was crying with laughter. My belly was hurting, and the mate came down the ladder and pulled the foresight out. But, I mean, to me, I'm a sick man now. I'm retired from the sea, but I cheer myself up thinking about things like that. It was really, really funny.
Yeah, well, we're all a little sicker after that. Like I said, just before you did that, I doubt that it would be funny, and I should have put money on it, really, shouldn't I? Just think of the cash that I could make on this show. Here is, am I being unkind or, you know? Yes, no. Give me a thumbs up or down. Hello, up. 2 thumbs up. So that means that I am being unkind or not? No, 2 thumbs down. Okay, a little bit of support. That's excellent. Here is, nice man. Oh, Hull?
Oh!
It's the man called Dave.
Right. He was talking about driving and things like that. I've got a very funny story for you, but I don't
Oh, another one. Oh, talk about pain.
What, driving?
Is this the same guy?
Yes. No.
No,
I'm not a pain.
I'll have to take your first answer, sir. Yes or no?
No. No.
But you have a funny story for us.
Yes, I do.
And I'm thinking... Go ahead.
It's not. It's about driving instructors.
A funny story about driving instructors?
Yes.
Okay.
My brother was a driving instructor a few years back.
Now, can I just stop you right there?
Yes.
How long will this story take?
About a minute. Not even that.
A minute. Not even that?
No.
Okay, well, let's go for not even that.
Okay, then.
Here we go. Would you like a big build-up? Because I can give you, you know, something... And you come right in on the end of this. Here we go.
Here we go. His mate was driving to work, and he thought he knocked the cat over. He thought he knocked the cat over, so he stopped, and the cat was asleep on the side of the road, and they thought, oh, I'll put it out of his misery, and he got a big spin out of his belt, knocked it on the head, put it out of his misery, went to work, walked into work, and all his mates at work said, you've just knocked the cat over. He said, how do you know? Because it's still stuck to your front grill.
Oh.
In it.
Awful.
Poor cat.
Oh, do you have any idea how many people you just... Even the reprobates sitting in the next room have got frowns on their faces, recoiling from that story. That was awful. And that was a story to cheer me up.
But it was funny,
No, it just was plain awful, but funny. Here's one in Glasgow. Eileen.
Hi.
Hello, Eileen. You're on Talk Radio.
William phoned up earlier to ask me if I would set a date for a wedding.
Like I said, this is a soap opera.
It has indeed. Well, I suppose the answer has to be yes.
Yes, you'll set a date for the wedding?
Yes.
Hallelujah!
At last. It's only been 2.5 years.
So, when is the date going to be?
Well, I did consider April Fool's Day, but I think that's a bit dodgy.
Yeah, no.
Something like, what about 15th of April?
15th of April? Is it a Saturday?
I don't know. I've not got a 1997 diary here, so I don't know.
April could be a bit dodgy with the weather, you know. It could be like freezing cold and raining.
That's true, but
I've got this funny feeling that no matter what day I get married, it'll be freezing cold in raining. I'm just one of these sort of unlucky people.
It's going to be a disaster from the start. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not quite. The marriage should go okay.
It's just everything after. It's just everything after the marriage ceremony that's going to be that you have absolutely no confidence about whatsoever. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just the actual day I have no confidence about. The marriage itself after the wedding should go plain sailing.
So is it going to be like a big ceremony with the whole
the big meringue dress?
Yeah.
I don't really fancy that.
And the big pilot on hairstyle and all of that.
No, I don't think so. A nice, quiet, knees up.
And so how can you have a... I hesitate to ask this, but how can you have a quiet knees up?
Well, an inexpensive one.
Oh, right, inexpensive. So is this the first...
Your own bottle.
Is this the first time you're going to get married?
Yes.
Will it be the last?
Can I plead the Fifth Amendment?
Only in America.
Oh, well, I'll have to go there.
So it'll be the first time you get... before, you thought you weren't quite ready for the marriage ceremony. You thought about it and you, talked it over, but you didn't think you were quite ready. Did the thought go through your mind that maybe you should put it off till later? At any time, did you think that you were too young?
I'm only 24, some would say I'm still too young.
You go ahead and talk all the way over my punchline, that's okay.
Sorry.
The radio show. Who cares? No, it's all right. So you say that April the, what was it?
The nearest Saturday to April 15th.
And what significance does that date hold? Not that I, care one way or the other, but
off the top of my head.
Just off the top of your head, like you don't really care.
Well, I do care, but these things, if you go for a specific date...
Yeah, what difference does it make, right?
Well, it'll be a special date after the wedding.
Of course.
So why take a special date and make it into an even more special date? You can have two excuses to go
you want
to
separate it from both your birthdays. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, well, it's sort of bang flat in the middle of the two birthdays. So.
Talk about perfect. You'll have so many presents you won't be able to see over them.
Well, hopefully that's the aim.
And if you get more than one major electrical appliance, then you can send it to the following address. Nick Abbott at Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A1 PP. Send it to the following address. Nick Abbott at Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A1 PP.
I remember that.
That's a little unfortunate. The postcode should end in PP, don't you think?
Probably.
10. Can we have something done about that? Not that it's my place to, question one way or the other, but it just seems like I just feel a little foolish saying PP all the time. Shall I not say it anymore? Well, you must say it. All right, well, listen, thanks, Eileen, and the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Sounds like you'll need it.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. All right, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks very much.
0500 1053 89. Talk about solving people's problems on this show. It's one in Newcastle now. Penny.
Hello.
Hello, Penny. You're on Talk Radio.
All right, hi. All right. I was just going to talk about how wonderful laughter was, actually.
See, that's the funny thing about laughter. Now they're suggesting that alcohol is not good for you because of its intrinsic properties of blood thinning and cholesterol lowering and all that sort of thing. It's the fact that you laugh more.
That's it, yeah.
And the thing about laughing is you've got to have a laugh.
Got to have a laugh. That's it, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I heard it on the radio this morning, and they were just saying, some doctor somewhere was saying that laughter is supposed to be the greatest exercise you can have. Is that keeps you fit? Keeps you going?
It keeps you fit, and it gives you all of those positive brain waves, and, ripples through your body, and cures illnesses, and fabulous.
Well, I can say I live my life by it.
By what?
I live my life by laughter.
You live your life by laughter?
Yeah. Well, life's not worth living otherwise, is it?
Well, it depends on what job do you do. I mean, are you like a funeral director?
Oh, no, I'm an animator.
You're an animator?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Well, that's a fantastic profession for a persistent laugher
Persistent.
to be in.
Persistence of laughter.
So what do you animate then?
Cartoons.
Duh. Could you be a little more specific?
Not cartoons, not everything. But like, the bottom line is keep people laughing.
Well, no, do you animate anything that we would know?
No. Not at the moment, no. But I'm hoping to get there. I'm reaching for my Oscar now.
Reach for the heights.
Yes, that's it.
As a really cheesy American DJ says at the end of it's Casey Kasem. We had him over here on some late night American chart show. He's a guy, well, the most
America's top 10.
Yeah, he's like one of the biggest DJs in America and has been for a while. Like the king of cheese. He isn't big because of any like intrinsic talent. Just like, many of our broadcast stars over here. It's just that, he happened to be in the right place at the right time, and he's just synonymous with the chart show over there. And
he's also Shaggy.
Pardon?
He was Shaggy in Scooby-Doo.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Shaggy in Scooby-Doo?
That's Casey Kasem.
Really? I had no idea. Shaggy was the guy who made the multi-decker sandwiches.
That's him.
And used to hang around with the dog.
That's right.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Talk about a fountain of useless knowledge. Where would we be without you?
You would be sorely lacking in your Casey Kasem trivia.
So anyway, he just, I think we imported a really awful American countdown show, and it was shown at like 3 in the morning or something on the ITV for a while, until somebody who looked like his younger twin came on. A hair helmet that was hairsprayed in play. He could survive a motorcycle accident with that hair. It was awful. And he used to finish every radio show with, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Ugh. Talk about emetic. Painful. But that's what you have to do.
That's the truth, isn't it? I mean, life's not worth living if you can't live it happily. And whichever means or ways you go about it, you've got to have some laughter and some happiness, so you've got to do it.
Spread a little.
Yeah, everywhere you go.
People. Because, don't joke with, or if you're talking to like security at El Al, don't joke with those people.
Oh, you just laugh at them anyway?
No, you'll never get on the plane, trust me. 0500 1053 89, and if you've ever flown to El Al, you know exactly what I mean. It's like 5 different people come up. Well, I mean, it's a good thing. You're sitting on the plane and you're glad that they've done that. But it's like the most complicated exam you ever go through just to get on the plane. I remember I went to, shall I tell this now or later?
After the break.
After the break. Okay, this is Talk Radio. I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian, who is ill, and the phone number 0500 1053 89. It's a free call, and I'll be back. Right, so let's have another lightning round. It was like over an hour since I did the last one, and the last one was a tremendous success. Everybody said so. So the prefix, it'll be the same because, it is the season to be wanting. So finish the sentence, I want. Why not? And the number is 0500 1053 89. Another lightning round happening now, and the rules, in brief, are that you just finish the sentence. That's it. There's no ums or ahs. There's no clearing your throat. There's no pauses. You just get assigned a line number. As soon as you hear the line number, that means you're on. Be brief or be gone. And as I mentioned before, over and over and over again, it is the ideal time to call a radio show because all lines suddenly become free. And, all lines are continuing to become free. You understand what I'm saying? It's because every time I hit a button and someone comes up, then that line is automatically cleared after they've gone, and so on and so forth. But what we have to do first is pick up this bloke who's been waiting a dog's age and is in Edinburgh by the name of Watty.
Good morning, Nick.
How are you?
Good morning, sir. And to Mike and Miff and any other creatures that are in the studio. I'll tell you this, Mike. Can I suggest to you, if you could take part in a nativity play, what character would you take and why, please?
Oh.
That is a reason I'm asking.
So is this a quiz now? This sounds like one of those awful questionnaires that they give to celebrities on the back page of a magazine. It's like, when did you last blush? Oh, come on, I need notice for questions like this. And so the reason you're asking that is?
Yes. Well, you see, I've been listening to you for quite a couple of nights since Ian's been off, and I hope he's getting a lot better. It was just that I wondered what you would do, you know, apart from being a presenter, you know. Would you take part in a thing like that, you know?
No, I prefer not to be looked at. You know what I mean? That's why I like radio, is because you don't have people peering at you. You're just in a... And that's why people who work in radio are, by and large, a very strange, bizarre bunch. It's because they like sitting in an enclosed, generally badly decorated room where nobody else is looking at them, and they're all in a little world of their own.
You're trying to get out of this, Nick.
Fantasy.
You're trying to get out of this. Okay, then, but well, supposing it's a radio play from Talk Radio, and you've got to take a part in the nativity play, what part would you take?
Well, one of the wise men.
Ah.
Ask me why.
Well, I was going to ask Mike the same question.
You're not going to ask me why, are you?
Well,
because that's like, I get to wear a hood, right, and like a big cape so people wouldn't be able to see me anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not like a big speaking part. You're just like, you're on and you're gone. And I'd be wise, which would be a first.
You just put your present down and say that's switched off now. If you're one of the wise men.
I wouldn't say anything at all, and I'd probably pocket the present.
Okay, then, I'll change the subject, because you're not giving the answer I was expecting, so I can't come back at that.
Oh, you wanted me to say that I would be the little baby Jesus?
Yes.
Right, and then you'd have said...
Who's the father?
Right. So there was another joke.
Well, it is, because...
Painful.
Who's got to pay for the maintenance and that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Nick, I'll tell you this, I've been going over a list of punk rock bands since 1979, apart from the Sex Pistols.
Now, you've been going over the list since 1979, or
yes,
you've been going over a list of punk...
I'm doing a review, and I'm compiling a short book for publishing later on.
You have? About what?
Well, it's actually what's happened to these punk bands, because we counted all in total between 1979 to 1985. We've actually accumulated over 2,000 bands, you know, groups. I was just wondering if any of these ex-players or what they're doing, they could phone in the station and let us know, you know, what they're actually doing now. You know, they might have disbanded.
Well, it's something that I would be interested in. Probably almost nobody else. But, yeah, I always wonder what people who used to, you know, stick pins to their noses and wear paint-spattered grandad shirts are doing now. But like working in banks and insurance companies and stuff like that. And apparently your son is Watty in a band called The Exploited.
Who told you that? Yeah, that's quite correct.
It's just come up right off the top of my head.
Oh, see, so punk's not dead then, Mike. Nick. No, I'll tell you the reason is, I've met quite a few of the chaps, you know, it's through my son, and I've never seen them again at gigs or heard them playing anywhere. And I know there's a group, GBH, I know they're still on the go, but things like Antiplasty and Cron Gem and Chelsea and them, you know, I've never seen anything in the paper at all. Because when Gary Bushell used to write for The Sounds, he used to praise them up and knock them down, and then, you know what happened to Gary. I'll not say too much because he's a friend of Ian's, but ever since then, there's nobody ever taken a real interest in, you know, what's happened to them.
Yeah, okay, well, that would be, you know, that would make a good TV show, more than a book, I would think. You know, you could probably get that sold to TV if you can get them all in and, you know, play embarrassing clips of how they used to look, and then what they're like now. That's one of those, like, Hollywood Wives type things.
Well, the book is like it's more like I should say a pamphlet, and it'll be enclosed in CDs and that, you know, to let others, the other people...
well, I would approach a TV company with it. That sounds like a great idea. Of course, they'll just steal it from you and pretend that they'll send you a letter and saying, by some coincidence, we've been having we've been planning a show on exactly that, but thanks for your interest, they'll say.
I see.
Because that's what that business is like.
But you're into that mode yourself, Mike?
Huh?
But you were into that yourself at one time?
Punk rock was my life. I was the perfect age for punk because I was born in 1960. So in 1976, I was 16.
Were you?
Can't beat that.
Good, you can't beat that. And did you have your hair? Did you have your hair with another gear on?
Well, to be honest with you, I was a weekend punk. Because
you're only a poser, no?
A poser?
Yeah.
No.
You were really into punk.
Yeah, I spent all my dinner money on punk, which explains my somewhat stunted stature.
But any particular group that you followed, or was it?
I wanted to. No, I know he's not punk, but I wanted to be. Never mind about liked. I wanted to be Ian Dury.
Oh yeah, he's a brilliant, man.
Yeah, but he's not punk.
Keep me with your rhythm stick.
That's the popular one that you hear all the time.
He started off punk, but I mean, he eventually went sort of.
No, he preceded... Now, let's not get into a whole conversation about this, because talk about dull, but he preceded punk. He was like Kilburn on the High Roads. It was an old pub rock band, and he didn't really have anything to do with it, but he got taken along on the wave, on the Stiff Records wave. But that is another story. In fact, it's another pamphlet.
Yeah, no, well, just one last thing then, Nick. Offhand, can you tell me what ever happened to Cockney Rebel or the Cockney Rejects?
Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel are still touring.
Are they?
Yes, absolutely. Still doing shows. And that's one of the best live acts I ever saw. Of course, I saw them in, 1976, when they really were tremendous. And they were supported by a chronic band called The Tourists, who were Annie Lennox and the other blokes from the Eurythmics. If only they had disappeared without trace.
Well... I've heard stories through the grapevine, but I couldn't put that in unless it's confirmed, it's true, I wouldn't like putting anything that's untrue down. But anyway, before I go, Nick, can I give you a wee parrot joke?
A parrot joke? Are you serious?
No, this is for Mike likes his kind, being Canadian, I don't know.
Suddenly I'm running the show to please him.
Well, I mean...
Okay, it's a brief parrot joke.
It's a brief parrot joke. Right, an old matlaw comes back from the Far East, right?
An old...
matlaw, a sailor.
All right.
Come on, you're not that young, you're not old. So anyway, he buys this parrot, it's in a cage, and he brings it home to his wife. This is cutting the story down, right? He rides back to Southampton, gets home, gets up to the house, and his wife says, "What the name is that?" He said, "It's a parrot." She says, "Oh, I've never seen a parrot before." She says, "What are these things hanging from its legs?" He says, "Oh, that's a blue ribbon on the right, and that's a pink one on the other one." She says, "What have you got ribbons on it for?" So he says, "Well, if I pull the blue ribbon, it sings Rule Britannia." She says, "Get away." So he pulled it and written off the parrot sings Rule Britannia. Then she says, "Well, what's the other one for?" She says, "When I pull that, it saves it's some other song, so...
Now, we all know where this is going, but carry on, put us out of our misery.
Do you know it, Nick?
Oh, it's one of the oldest jokes in the history of comedy.
You finish it off then?
No, I'm not going to finish it off and take away your great... what happens if you pull both ribbons at the same time? It falls off its perch. Fabulous. We got there in the end. Thanks a lot, mate. 0500 1053 89. It's a lightning round. I thought we'd never get there, but we did in the end. Should we take a break now and then do it? Because one is come... no, let's do it first and then take a break. Does it sound like I'm making this up as I go along? 0500 1053 89. It's a lightning round. It's completing the sentence, I want. 'Tis the season to be wanting. And you're each assigned a number. As soon as you hear your number, that means you're on. I'm going to skip line one as that gets filled. This is doing a tremendous job in doing that right now. So let's have number 2.
I want lashings and lashings of fish sauce.
Lashings and lashings
of fish sauce.
0500 1053 89. Number 3.
I want to rip off my wife's knickers because the elastic's killing me.
4.
I want Edie who can't get laid to ring up to explain what he was doing now with that moisturising cream of my sister.
5. Too late. 6. 6 is a heavy breather and put the phone... Now, that is bizarre. You hear that quite a lot. Like, people hang on the phone and just want to know that they're on the air, and that's it. That really does it for them. Weird. But, like I say, never underestimate the stupidity of the general public, because that's one thing about doing a talk show, is that you get to talk to people you would ordinarily cross the street to avoid. And it really is quite scary, is it not? Because you live in your own little closeted world, and you don't come into contact with, bizarre people that you see walking around, the knuckle draggers walking around outside. And suddenly you're talking to a whole cross-section of people that you would never meet in your whole life, unless you were, like, working on the counter in a shop, or you were a telephone operator or something. And you actually, and you come into contact with these people and you think, we are in trouble now. As a nation, scary. But I'm sure that it's the same all over the world. People are, the masses are asses, the whole world over. Is there any question about that? 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. Let's go through the board one more time. Seems to be a short delay. Are we getting these numbers assigned? All right, well, I'll jump around the numbers while those numbers are assigned. And continuing with this these asinine travails, here we go, number 1.
I wanna be a kid.
2, a tidbit of talent, beautiful. 2.
I want money over the lottery given to the PDSA.
The PDSA, which is?
The People's Dispensary for Sick Animals.
Oh, what a beautiful thought. 3.
I want to know how your garden grows.
How does the rest of that go? How does your garden grow? With little bells and cockle shells all in a row or something? Is that about right?
That's about right.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's close enough for jazz. Number 4.
I want your suffering to become legendary, even in hell.
6.
I want your extremely easy job. Next caller, please. I want...
And 5.
I want Nick in my Christmas stocking.
Just the one stocking? It'd have to be a hellishly big stocking, would it not? I mean, as stunted as I am, I think I'm too much just for the one stock. Right, okay, well, that was okay. Was it? Wasn't as good as the last hour. I'll do it again in a while. Not now, later. And we'll see how it goes then. But that one, average. So let's wipe the board. The board is like completely clear because I just wiped it all. No more lightning round for the time being. It's just, the usual rubbish. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call.
Have you got a...
On Talk Radio.
0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian, who is taking the day off sick. This is on the front page of a newspaper called USA Today. And it's about the cola wars. You're all familiar with can I mention brand name? Everybody knows them. Yes? Stay on the air, because otherwise they'll say, oh, he said no.
Yes, you can.
There you go.
I don't see why not.
Okay, I'll just read it as it is. Hang on. Oh. Cough. No, wait a minute. Right. Forget the cola wars. The battle of the caffeinated citrus sodas is about to begin. In the biggest new product launch since New Coke in 1985, did we have that over here? They didn't try that. You remember New Coke and Classic Coke? They had it in America, but did they have it here?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they ever changed, because there was this big thing in America where they changed the makeup of Coca-Cola, and it didn't go down very well at all. In fact, people didn't like it en masse, and they got sort of slagged off massively. And so then they tried to run both brands at the same time. They brought back the original and called it Classic Coke or something. So there was that. And that's the biggest new product launch. That was in 1985. Now, the next big thing, Coca-Cola is going to roll out a thing called Surge, backed with $50 million just for marketing, just for ads they're going to spend on this. Surge will challenge Pepsi-Cola's drink called Mountain Dew and be kicked off with 2 ads in the 1997 Super Bowl. You know the ads for the Super Bowl? They cost like £1 million for a 30-second spot? No, dollars. Unbelievable. Wait, is that soon?
Yes, end of January.
End of January. Talk about boring, though. I mean, that's a game that lasts for...
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a game that lasts for 4 hours. That's too long. And baseball, ditto. Your games in America, they last too long, 45 minutes each way with a 15-minute break so you can go and get a beer or a tea or, whatever it is you want to go and get. That's perfect. But to 4 hours is just too much. Am I right?
Yes, for the Super Bowl. But it's the halftime intermission is longer than the game itself. That's when they wheel out Whitney Houston,
all the marching bands,
and all the kids to sing. And that lasts like 8 hours itself.
Now, are they going to have kids singing with... Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson?
They may do.
Is that wise?
Who knows?
So anyway, they're going to kick off this £50 million advertising campaign in the Super Bowl, which, as I say, costs $1 million for a 30-second spot during the... well, of course they can advertise... that's why the game lasts for 4 hours, because TV. Is that right? Because the game stops, and then the networks go and do an ad break.
Yes.
And then the TV people tell the referees, oh, we're finished now, you can carry on.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
There's a light, usually a light that they see. When the light goes off, it means they can start play again.
Really?
Yes.
Don't you find that astonishing?
I find it really annoying if I'm at the game.
Yeah.
Because I've been to hockey games. And
they do that with hockey as well?
Yeah, if it's televised.
Well, that's a very fast-moving sport. How long does a hockey game last?
3 hours. Tops.
You're joking?
Tops.
Sit and watch ice hockey for 3 hours?
Oh, yeah, that's not even long enough. That's not even overtime. Because it's not like football where they kick penalties. You know, that's girly. In hockey, it's sudden death. You keep playing until you win.
But you understand how boring ice hockey is to watch. Seriously.
What do you like?
Seriously dull.
No.
Because you can't see where the puck is for a start. And it's just like a lot of...
What's the matter?
It's like a lot
you got problems with your eyes.
A lot of huge blokes skating about, like going hither and thither and backwards and forwards. And it doesn't seem like
your problem is you've only seen British.
Doesn't seem like any skill is involved whatsoever. The only skill involved is standing up.
No, skating. You try skating. Can you skate? And dodge a puck that's like a rock coming at you, and some 300-pound monster chasing you? That takes skill to get away from that.
How can a country get so involved in ice hockey and yet dismisses football?
Well, football's boring. How can you get excited about a game where there's 90 minutes and you're lucky if you see one goal? You boot the ball to one end, the goalie catches it, he throws it all the way to the other end, that goalie catches it, he throws it all the way back.
Well, it shows you how much
running up and down.
I've never seen a goalie throw a football to length of the pitch yet.
Well, he kicks it, he gets about halfway, and then they kick the other way, and it's boring.
And ice hockey's not.
No, it's faster, much faster.
It's Torval and Dean.
Torval and Dean.
Mincing about on a pair of ice skates.
Now, he's getting all animated in there. Am I going to have to dump him again?
Probably.
Okay, I think we need a masseur to come in immediately. Get,
Miss pretty worked up tonight.
Yeah.
He's had a hard time.
Oh, shut up.
Whew. Thank you.
What a tremendous relief for us all.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm seriously, I just don't get it, you know. I mean, the most boring... Baseball is even more boring than cricket. Are you serious?
No, that's not true. I've been to both. Cricket is boring. No, you want to talk about a long game. There's games that last a whole week.
All right, I'm not supporting cricket, and I'm not going to defend it in any way whatsoever. That has got to be the most boring
I went to one cricket
pastime.
match. It started at 10:30 in the morning, and I didn't leave till 7. And it was still one game.
Oh,
and even then it wasn't finished.
Well, so you're obviously crazy.
No, I've never been back. I was told it's like baseball. I thought, a nice, lovely afternoon, 2-3 hours. It was a whole day of my life gone thanks to cricket.
The other thing I love, the only thing I like about baseball is the guy with the organ.
Yeah.
Do we have those? Do we have like those on CD?
Oh,
in our massive sound effects department?
Yeah, well, Kevin keeps that under lock and key. Only he's allowed to have it. He's very precious about his CD.
Yeah. And you know what the department that he works in is called? The creative department.
Yeah. But it's always in quotes, isn't it?
I call him up, makes me laugh every time he answers the phone. Hello, creative. I say, no, you're not. He loves that. So anyway, back to what I was talking about before I was so rudely interrupted. So it's in that Dollathon, the Super Bowl, they're going to start advertising this thing called Surge. In promotional material sent to retailers and obtained by the newspaper Useless Today, Coke says Surge is a bright green soda. Bright green. They're never going to sell that. I wouldn't even put mouthwash in my gob that's bright green. That's disgusting. No, seriously, can you imagine drinking a long, tall glass of bright green fizzy liquid? What a tremendous step forward in refreshment technology they've come up with now. So, I don't know. They're going to need that £50 million.
Yeah, but the Scandinavians liked it, so it must be good.
Well, a similar Coca-Cola product has been test marketed in Norway for 8 months. In America, it's going to be called Surge. In Norway, it was called Urge. In Britain, it'll be called Purge. So it's another winner. 0500 1053 89. It's a free call. I'm Nick Abbott in for Ian, who's off, and it's Matthew, who is in London.
Hello.
Hello, Matthew.
All right. Yeah, I was just ringing, really, because I do ancient history, you see, at university.
For what reason do you do ancient history?
Ancient history, yeah. Well, anyway, can I just continue, please?
No, answer that question. I mean, I'm not being unpleasant and rude. I'm just really, really curious. For what reason did you choose to study ancient history?
Well, obviously, I couldn't get in for anything else, you know?
Okay. And you wanted to avoid going out into the jobs market for 3 years.
Exactly. That's what my parents told me, so, you know.
Always listen to your parents.
Well, exactly. That's what I thought.
So
but anyway,
so you've been studying hard and diligently, and not going to bars and staying up late and missing lectures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Trying hard to avoid student vomit, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
In puddles all over the pavement.
It really is.
Of course.
Christmas season as well. I mean, words don't describe it.
Puke.
Yeah. And the smell too. Well, anyway.
So moving on.
Moving on. You see. Because I find that I'm looked down upon by drama students. And if there was any more of a waste of space than drama students, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, philosophy students.
Well, no, philosophy. Well, I'm standing here with a media studies student. With,
oh, well, like I said.
You know, yeah.
What? Okay. Answer me this. What does a media student actually look? Because that's even more...
Oh, you want to know what he looks like?
No, not looks like. Learn.
Well, I can describe that.
No, I'm not remotely interested in what he looks like. What does he learn about? Because, I mean, that's even more wishy-washy than sociology. Do me a favour.
Well, he has some, like, essay all-nighters, and he had one tonight, you see. It's the last day of term, so obviously he hasn't done anything for 3 months.
Of course.
Of course. So, he's been working at something. I mean,
he watches TV, I bet. You know, he's studying coronation.
He does casualty.
Street.
Yeah, casualty videos, yeah.
No, I'm sure he does. I mean, that's actually...
No, he does.
We're not joking now, are we?
We're not joking.
He does, like, the sociological implications of Coronation Street.
Yeah. That's a bit too highbrow, but, you know.
And so what are you going to do with a degree in ancient history?
What am I going to do? Well, the options are boundless, but I think I'm going to get a job more than a...
Mostly they incorporate the phrase, do you have any spare change, please?
Yeah. What, is that McDonald's?
Just...
brand name.
Practice that frequently and keep a dog on a piece of string with you at all times.
A dog... Now, that's drama students, really, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And media studies students before me.
You need one of those, like, loosely woven, massive grey jumpers with, like, big holes in them. And brightly striped, like candy-coloured striped jeans that don't come in your size, and boots that come like, virtually up to your knees. That's what you need to be a drama student in the 1990s. That's a fact.
And a real chip on your shoulder, I think.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Talk about pains.
They are. And the fact they look down on me, I find that very frustrating.
Well, so do I. I can't believe that they would look down on you. You're a scholar.
I'm a scholar. I know, a classical scholar. A scholar of ancient history.
Of course. I mean, if it wasn't for people like you, then we wouldn't have for students learning all this
you wouldn't have ancient history, would you?
Rubbish, clogging up the universities and bleeding the money of this country dry on educational courses that are no use to anybody.
And one more question. Have you ever heard of Egham? Because that is where I am.
Egham is in Surrey?
It is in Surrey.
Is it a beautiful place?
It's maybe not in winter. Maybe I haven't seen it at its best.
It's most beautiful when term is out, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing that's true.
Yeah. But you'd
no one
never
ever
know.
visits here. It's just,
Well, why would you want to visit Egham?
Well, to go to university, obviously.
Now we're going to... Is the University of Egham?
Well, it's Royal Holloway.
Oh, that sounds like a prison.
Yeah, well, it does get its name from the same man, so... What can I say?
And what's the major difference between the two?
The major difference? Well...
Because I'm guessing that you have similar cell sizes. If you live on campus, then you probably have the same size of cell.
Well, that's the thing, because you see, all of us English, we're in, like, the really bad bit, but there's lots of foreign students who get really good stuff.
Well, that's because they're paying for it.
Exactly, but you fall in with them, you're set, really, right?
Yeah, especially if they're, you know, like super rich. They probably have a car. And,
someone has a Ferrari here.
Really?
You don't say more.
Has it been scratched yet? Well, I bet it has. I bet somebody's taken a pair of keys down the side of the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Because if you've got the guts to drive a Ferrari into the university car park, which would presumably be parked next to, you know, like clapped out old Minis and Trabants and all sorts of rubbish cars that students drive. If you've got the balls to put a Ferrari there next to them, then you deserve all you get.
I think they do. But they just put us in the worst place, really. The worst accommodation.
They do?
They do.
Are you saying that student accommodation is not cutting the mustard?
I know, it's controversial.
And do you all share, how many of you share a fridge?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, about 11, I think.
11? Okay, so in other words,
Something
there's
like that.
11 pints of milk in the fridge, each one of which is labelled individually with your names, and you've marked where it is, right? And the only things that are in the cupboards are boxes of flakes of corn, he said, without giving out any trade names. And each one of that is marked as well. And the only other thing apart from milk in the fridge is a sausage, which has been sitting there for like about 3 months in its own congealed fat. Am I about right?
You're about right. But
I think I've hit the nail on the head. Almost like I've been there. Listen, thanks a lot, Matthew, and the best of luck, and don't eat the sausage, whatever you do. I'm Nick Abbott, in for Ian. Take a break.
It's Talk Radio's Write Your Own Christmas Check with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday.
Maria Novak, which of Empire shall you...
53, 1089 AM, Talk Radio.
Welcome to Psychology for Beginners, and now we will be talking to some nuts.
Too many events all together.
There's too many events.
Sorry?
Never mind.
Nicholas Ian of Abbot, salutations.
So you've got to finish the sentence in as brief and funny a way as possible. I say. Hello?
I say what I like, and I like what I say. I say, therefore I am said. I say tomato, you say tomato. I say potato, you say potato, potato, tomato. Oh, what the hell?
Let's just call the whole thing off.
I say Lucifer is among us now. Repent, children, hell awaits us all. I say, shut up, Kev. I say, Nick Abbott on Talk Radio.
1053, 1089 AM, Talk Radio.
Nick Abbott on Talk Radio. All right, Sandy and Chris will be... Sandy and/or Chris will be in about half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that, to tell us the new news. And I'm going to do these, I guess it's only an hour left. Time has really flown tonight. The following are actual statements found on insurance forms where car drivers attempted to summarize the details of an accident in the fewest possible words. Now, I know that you have heard these before. These have circulated every office in the land. You've all been faxing them to each other, but it just might be that you haven't heard them in a good few months and have forgotten them. And I make no excuses for doing this old material because it's Christmas. I had been shopping for plants all day and was on my way home. As I reached an intersection, a hedge sprang up, obscuring my vision, and I did not see the other car. I had been driving for 40 years when I fell asleep at the wheel and had an accident. And I was on my way to the doctor with rear end trouble when my universal joint gave way, causing me to have an accident. Beauty. 0500 1053 89. I'll do a lightning round later. I've got loads of these to wipe up first. This will make the longest. Let's do this completely democratically. And it's Mike in Glasgow. Hello, Mike.
All right. Yeah, it was about that green drink.
Urge.
Yeah. There's no way I could think something that was bright green. It'd be horrible.
Well, you would think so. I mean, it might not take...
How much do you say they're pumping into it?
$50 million in advertising. So
surely there must be somebody a bit more clued up about working at Coke.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't sit down and think, if I was like, one of the managers or the board or something of Coke, I wouldn't go to my advertising executive and go, yeah, that's a good idea, that'll sell. There's absolutely no way I'd drink it.
I've got a vision of what it looks like, and it doesn't look like natural.